quickly go live on YouTube. Okay. Sound is good. We're good to go. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. So let's see if we can do Instagram at the same time. Let's get Instagram popping. Let's get Instagram pop. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Yeah. Let's get Instagram going. Let's get Instagram going. Let's get Instagram going. We back up. Yes, we back up, guys. We back up in this. I feel like, yes, we back up in this. I want to give an Insta half. Let's give Instagram half. Let's get, all right, let me quickly just pin this live on YouTube. This is for Insta. Let's tell Insta what's going on right now. All right, hold on. Yo, I see my guy. Hold on. All right. Yes, Instagram. So guys, we're streaming on YouTube. Live on YouTube right now. Link in bio. All you got to do is click the link and it'll bring you to the stream. We're not going to be doing guests on Instagram. This is just to let you know what we're doing on YouTube. And that's what we're doing every night. And we're going live. So if you want to jump on, there's a stream, there's a link there. Just literally jump on my Instagram and go through the link in the bio and you get you directly to the YouTube. You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's simple. Very simple. Because they want to ban me on Mynameischyna. They keep banning them. How they banning the main guy? How they banning the main guy? You know? How they banning the main guy? Yeah, so I've just pinned that comment there from Doug. And that there is the link to get you directly on to the live stream that's on YouTube. Because what I'm doing now is, guys, sorry to YouTube, I'm just kind of tweaking around over here. What we're doing is we're streaming on YouTube, everything, and we're letting Instagram know what's going on. And all you got to do is click the link in the bio and it'll take you across to the proper stream. And that's what's going to go on. Because I'm going to be focusing directly on this camera here. I'm going to have guests on there. So that's what you want to be doing. So if you're here now on Instagram, what you need to do is jump onto YouTube, because that's what's going on right now. We're about to go in. So today is going to be a Q&A show. And what's the Q&A show about, guys? The Q&A show is just basically, it's a smoke show. When I say smoke show, it means you can speak about whatever you want. You know, if there's things currently going around on social media, news topics, if there's things that videos you've seen of me, things I've said you want more explanation on, maybe you want to hold me to task for a couple of things, this is the time to do it, you know. The only thing I ask is that you guys please make sure you have your cameras on when you jump onto the live stream, because it's purely for everyone else, you know, and we got to think about everyone else that is watching the live stream. We don't want to have black squares. It doesn't make it look good. So, and my face is here and everyone else's face is here, so we want to see your face. So that's what we want to do. So yeah, that's what we want. And guys, like, make sure you hit the like button once you've got in the chat. Hit the like button. It's free. That's the first thing. And guys, like, you know, I've been building the Mandem's voice. I've been putting out lots of content for you guys. I like to think I'm giving you guys value. That's why you guys have followed me. So, you know, send the super chat. Like, I read your comments anyway, but send a super chat. And I will, not only will I read your comment, I will I'll be like, you're my guy, man, because you know. So because we're building a community here, and I've I'm trying to create a space where men can come and um, they can speak about issues. I want to create as the man's voice. So I understand a lot of men can't speak out for all manner of reasons, maybe due to their jobs, maybe due to the current status of maybe they're fighting for custody, due to the fact that some people can't articulate themselves. Another for the fact that not everybody wants to be on social media, and that's so understandable. I get that. I get that's so understandable, and I fully get that. So that's why I'm here, and I've been up and down the country. I've done countless amount of platforms. You've seen the content. I've definitely interacted with some of the craziest gala out here, but I've done it all for you guys because I believe in what I'm doing, and also you guys support me. I always said, like, I never knew that this was gonna happen. Like, I didn't intend to be a podcaster. It's not something I intended. It took me a lot to actually get me on here. Shout out to my boy G-Shock, because if it wasn't for him, I would have never been on this route, right? But here I am, and a lot of people gravitate towards me. I've got millions of views, all platforms and other people's platforms. They told me that you should start your own podcast, but I said, like, I just got in here. I don't really know much about podcasting, but I was like, no, I start a YouTube. I was like, well, if I start a YouTube, if I get 1,000 subscribers, then I'll start a podcast, because that means at least 1,000 people want me to start a podcast, right? A lot of people just start a podcast and they build the subscribers. That's fine, but for me, it was very important that people wanted me. They wanted my voice. This is not a narcissistic thing. This is not about me thinking that, oh, you know what, I'm the greatest, and no, and everyone agrees on my point. No, this is just about I speak in a way that I've always spoken, with or without the camera. This is not an act, and apparently the way I speak resonates with a lot of people. And because of that, they decide to follow me, and they decide to support what I do, and it's growing. And because of that, like, I'm here, and so I understand that I've got a task, responsibility, that when I go on platforms, when I go on places, I represent for the men. And not just when I say not the men, I also represent for the women that want better, for the women that are tired of, like, being represented by the minority. The problem with the minority, right, like when it comes to women, is a lot of women don't call out. They'll agree with me, they will support what I do, but they're not as public. They won't do it so publicly. But the people that the people that disagree, and the people that want to try to derail what we're doing, those people are the ones that are loud. Those are the ones that are those are the ones which voices are amplified. And what tends to happen is the minority's voices become amplified, and they start to represent the majority, but they're not actually the majority. So I represent those women, and I represent the women that are wives, that just don't want to be baby mamas. I represent baby mamas that understand their baby mamas, and they want to do better. I represent them. I represent the family unit, the structure. I represent that. I represent community fathers that are going to be active and stay there, and to be an integral part of their kids' lives. That's what I represent. These are the things that I represent. I'm never judging people. This is one of the things that people have to understand. We live in a world where there's choices and trade-offs, and there's consequences for all of our actions. And we live in a world where they've created a place where they don't. Well, when people do things, or when people make decisions, they've created a world where, oh, you shouldn't be accountable for it. But we have to be accountable for all our decisions. So I represent all of that. So yeah, that's the kind of, that's what I represent. So let me quickly shout out to Council Estate Life. Keep it up, bro. Your work against the OnlyFans girls is priceless. Those women are destroying the future of younger girls who follow them. Yeah, shout out to you, my guy. Yeah, that's just Instagram. Yeah, man. Like, see, they'll try to act like I hate OnlyFans. I don't hate any woman. I don't really think I hate any man. I got a couple ops, but it's not like hate or nothing. You know what I mean? Hate's a strong word. It really is. I feel sorry for them most of the time. All I ever do is try to speak to them how I would speak to my sister, how I would speak to any girl that's my friend. That's how I speak to them. But the problem is, because most men that chat to these OnlyFans girls, they they're not even simps. Listen, most men are liars and cheaters, and they want something from these women, right? So they're never gonna truly tell them the truth. They never tell them the truth, and then these women now will use these men and be like, oh yeah, but these guys say this, they support us, but they'll never pick these guys. And it's crazy. I wish they picked the guys that agreed with them. Don't you think it would be so much easier if women just picked the men that agreed with them? Don't you think it would be so much simpler? Don't you think it would be easier if women, you pick the men in your DMs and your comments? I think that would be so much simpler, easier. You pick the men that actually want you, versus picking the men that have multiple options and that will treat you like an option. Don't you guys think that makes sense? I think that makes sense. See, man, them are different. Man, them would actually pick a girl from the DMs and the comments, because we're different. But women don't want those guys. They don't want those guys. They don't. They use those guys for validation and for emotional support, but they don't want those guys. And those guys don't represent the men within the community. They don't. Jad says, yeah, I like your talks on Pearly, the older ones in particular. I think it was your first time. Yeah, man. Like, obviously, that was the first podcast I ever went on. Shout out to Pearly Things. That was the first podcast I ever went on, and I learned a lot on there. You know what I mean? And if what people don't understand is, like, you've probably seen a lot of content of mine, and it's quite, I don't know, man. You probably see the most viral ones, which tend to be the most explosive. But actually, when you look at the content I create and a lot of my favorite shows, they involve talks. Like, I try to have deep down talks, but a lot of times this is not what they want. You know, that's what I try to have. Like, that's my thing. I'm all about conversation. Like, everything about me is all about conversation. That's really my thing. The Mandan's Voice, look him up. Yo, shout out to everyone. Guys, make sure you go check out episode 5 of the Mandan's Voice. Is out now. Like, my thing is all about conversation. And I tend to try to go to the deeper root of things. But what happens is, in order for me to do the deeper root of things, it involves you having to look a little bit deep into yourself. And this is where the problem arises with people, right? Because all I do is hold up a mirror and ask them questions. But as I hold up the mirror to you and I'm asking these questions, people are looking deeper into themselves and their souls. And then this is when they start to trigger, start to bite a little bit, right? Because I get it. I understand it. No one wants to have to look at their truth and have to hit. It's one of the, we all have things that we put our head into the sand for. Like, that's one of the things. Like, we all have things that we put our head into the sand for. We're human. But what the OnlyFans girls do, what they do is they lead with something that is traditionally the oldest profession in the world. They try to glamorize it and gloss it up with all these different types of things. All these, and they always lead with all the money they make. They lead with all the money they make. They lead with how amazing the life is. And it's always the same, isn't it? They always say the same things, and then they always try to shame men with like, oh, but what do you do? How much money do you make? And this is the thing. It's a very masculine trait. And it lets you know that a lot of women are just run by money. I was talking about this yesterday with a woman in the stream. She started talking about, oh, I'm going to live my best life in her 60s. I told her, name me one woman in the 60s that's living her best life. She couldn't even name me one. And then when she named me one, she was a married woman that no one knew. Like there's no lit 60s. My mom's in the 60s. My mom's not lit. She's at home with my dad. Like, are you okay? That's what she considers lit. She has kids and grandkids. That's her lit life. She just got back from South Africa looking after her grandkids. She's talking about trips. Trips to where in 60? It's actually. So then I told her about 70-year-old, 80-year-old men, famous men that she knows that have kids. Like, we was talking about it. We talked about De Niro. You get me? You know what I mean? So I'm saying, we literally spoke about it. We talked about Lucas. So I'm saying to you, like, we talked about all the people with Jagger. We talked about non-stop people. You get, like, And I was like, those men are, why are they man picking those lit 6-year-old women then? Why are they picking women in their 20s and their 30s? Why? I said, why can't those 6-year-old women go and do that? Man, women have been lied to. They've been lied to, because the longer you can stay, women are the biggest consumers. Women consume way. Listen, women know how much they consume when it comes to products, when it comes to women. They're the one they market the product to. The longer they can keep a woman single, the more money they can make. Just like man them. The moment you get a woman, you actually, your money, you actually save less money. So you save more money. Because if you're going outside and you're dating, actively dating only benefits, dating doesn't benefit men, dating benefits women. Dating doesn't benefit men. How can dating benefit men when we're the ones that spend the money? Okay, let me explain to you what I mean, right? Let's say if you're doing dating apps. I don't do dating apps, but let's say you're doing dating apps and you're a guy, right? And let's say you get 5 matches. I don't know how this thing works, but you get 5 dates for the week, right? You're gonna have to take out 5 girls, right? Or 3 dates. How much are you gonna spend on each date, right? I don't know, like how much is everyone gonna spend? But I could be nice, innit? Let's say you spend, and this, whenever we do this is us trying to be nice, innit? Let's say you spend £150 on a date. Do you get me? Yeah, on an hour, on some food, drinks, petrol, trim, whatever it is, 100. And I'm being real. You're spending more, but I'm trying to be nice. If I said 100, everyone's gonna be like, oh, ain't no one spending 100 on a date. Like, you know what I mean? So let's say 150. Yo, if you do that twice in a week, that's £300. Like, and if you're actively dating, then you're going to be outside a lot more often than normal people, right? So let's say you got 5 matches and actually 5 girls are interested in you. So you're going to take them out. And let's be real, we're not doing this 50-50 thing, man. Let's be real, man. I'm going to get onto that in a moment, but we'll speak about that. So, men were going to foot the bill because that's what men do, especially when you want to take a woman out. So you've got 2 women to take out. You're going to spend about, maybe 150. That's £300 just for that week. Yeah, that's for that week. If you do that once a month, that's £300. Yeah. If you get another 2 dates, that's £600. Now that's just the one date, or that's each girl's one date. Okay. Now you might get a second date, you might not get a second date. Yeah, but ultimately, every time you go on for a girl, she can just go on and decide that doesn't work. She gets taken out, she takes some pictures, she does whatever. It benefits her. She gets another match the next day. It can be going good for you one day, and the next minute she goes cold on you. Why? Because she gets another match better. She goes out, so she'll get taken out. Yeah, but dating's not going to benefit you. So the longer you're outside and like you want to go outside, you want to get, you want to get new clothes. Us man, then we buy. It's not like woman. She's not going to go to Fashion Nova. She's not going to go to Misguided. She's not gonna go to I don't know, what's the other one? What's the other one? Anyway, why am I promoting these brands? They ain't giving me no money. She ain't gonna go to none of these brands, yeah. Like to go and get that, and she's gonna go get herself a little cheap dress, and all she got to do is have a sweet body and that's it. A woman can wear a £5 dress, £5 shoes, and she can look like a million. Like they say, like $1 million, literally. Because us, man, we don't care about the rest of it. Because you're only thinking about what you're going to do is take it off. Anyway, that's how men are thinking, right? But us, man, they're going to have to go out there and get swag, Gucci, Louis, I don't know, depending on what balm, depending on what you're on. So I'm saying on your feet. Then, you have some jewelry. Like, there's a lot of, that's expensive. Do you know what I mean? And especially when girls know about brands, so they always know about what the hottest thing is. So she knows if it's not Casablanca, she might want to see my guy wearing a bit of Casablanca. LV just dropped the new shoe. She might want that. It costs. So the moment you're out, and us guys, I don't wear the same thing twice. Like I don't want to be one of those guys, but I've always been the guy that I didn't wear things like whenever I go out, I like to buy something new. Like if I'm just out in my ends or normal stuff, then yeah, you know what I mean? But I'm not like I'm not gonna go to the same thing and be trying to take pictures. That's not really me. Like, do you get me? It's never really been me, because I think you lose the impact. That's always been who I've been. Doesn't, you know what I mean? I think you lose the impact. For us guys, you like to be fresh. You want to pop a tags. Like, that costs money, Man, I'm feeling like now. I'm feeling like Cameron when I'm like, man, I just want to get fresh, man. I'm feeling like getting my Dipset on. Dipset. I mean, what I mean when I'm talking about I want to get fresh. Yes, man. I want to get first. What's going on? Let me look through some of these comments. Yeah, OnlyFans and City Girls are changing the game. Yeah, well, they're not changing the game for the good. They're not changing the game for the good. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not changing the game for the good. Get me? They're not changing the game for the good. What's he saying? It would be nice if women pick those men, but I believe biologically they don't really want those guys. It has to be with their nature. Women don't like men who chase after them incessantly. This is what I'm saying. I've said it so many times before. I've said it bare times before. I've said, look, listen, guys, stop chasing after these women. I keep saying it. But you man don't understand. I keep telling you, man, like I keep telling you, man, stop chasing these women, but you man won't listen. You won't listen. You think because the guy, listen, I always see it. Have you ever been dating a girl or dealing with a girl and you just I'll be real, the guy that's actually with that girl, he's not even in the comments. He don't even follow her. That's the maddest thing. That's the craziest thing. You guys that are in the comments that are telling her in the DMs and you look good or whatever, love hearts. None of you guys are the guys that she's interested in. She's interested in the guy which is not doing all of that. He don't even follow her. She's watching his page. And you guys might think that doing all that stuff is gonna get you somewhere. It don't get you nowhere, my guy. It don't get you nowhere. It don't. It doesn't. Simping doesn't get you anywhere. Simping doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't. It really doesn't. So guys, everyone on Instagram was streaming live on YouTube. So I just got the Instagram there, but I'm actually streaming live on YouTube now. Link in bio. Jump on the YouTube Q&A show. I'm just running through a couple of things, a couple of topics. Guys, everyone in the chat, we need more likes, man. Like, guys, make sure you like the chat. If you want to support the chat, it's quite simple. All you got to do is hit a super chat. Hit the cash app. That's all you got to do. Yesterday, I asked, what does life look like at 60 and single? It was a question for the woman that was on, the average woman that hasn't got the OnlyFans money or high paid job. What's life like then? Listen, life is going to be like those. Oh, think about your teachers in school or something. One of them old ass teachers and that. What do you think her life was like? There's no lit 6-year-old. There's not. They're going to get sad. They're going to get bitter. That's what's going to happen. Don't let society lie to you, man. Society keeps robbing people. They keep telling people that like an average life is still a lit life. You have to understand, most people have an average life. The world was built of average lives, and average lives go on to create more lives. Some are average, some are not. But having a wife and a family, and going to work, coming home, and able to love them and able to see your grandkid, and that is a lit life. Like this thing where they've tried to diminish what it is to have no, that's a lit life. Wise trips and getting a bag, I don't know. People, this is what I'm saying. You always know women don't really make any money is because they always lead with this. For all of us, man, that have been making our own money for the longest time, we know that it's tiring. You know how tired I always am? Like, I'm always on the go, man. Like, I'm always on the go to have stuff. I'm always on the go to have stuff. It isn't easy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always on the go. You guys act like being an entrepreneur or being self-made or it's no, man. We put in mad work, non-stop work. It's tiring business. You don't know how much work I put in and what I do. So when a woman says, "Oh yeah, congratulations, you get to wake up as early as I do," you played yourself. I don't know. Like if I had the option to sit at home and to, you know what I mean, and let the difference is obviously it's different because of, but in reality, I'm not going to trick myself out of a role that benefits me in the long run. So I'm saying to you that I wouldn't trick myself out of being a man that will go out and work and provide, to trick myself to be a man that sits in the home and lets my woman go out and provide, because I know that would not help me long term. That would actually hurt me and be detrimental to me and my relationship. So I wouldn't allow that. So why would a woman allow them to make her think that, oh, being a mother or being a stay-at-home mom or raising your kids diminishes you? It's actually mad, because I think actually being a mother is one of the most important jobs in the world. Like, you are tasked with bringing up the next generation, and you see how important that is when you see what's going on now with all the young kids, and with the knife crime and the rest of it. Like, that is because of lack of leadership. That is, and the majority of them come from single mothers, single parent homes. Yes, they don't have their father figures at home. No, they don't. And that's another conversation to have. But when women leave their relationships, 60 to 70% of the time, for all manner of reasons, they're always going to claim to some type of DV all the time. That's what they do. But in reality, that's less than 5%. Like, in real, it's just most times is irreconcilable differences. They just, that's really what it comes down to. Most of the time, it just comes down to people just get tired. And when they do, they, and people, a lot of these kids are born out of situationships. This is another thing. Like, the reason why I always speak about marriage is because it takes a lot of thought process to get married. I mean, if you're Catholic, mate, they make you go, you can't even just get married. You have to go to like marriage, I don't know, counseling or something before you can get married. So there's a lot of thought process before, right? So when you buy the ring, first of all, you got to be like, I want to marry this woman. So you got to think this woman is the greatest thing, right? You don't want to lose her. So then you want to buy a ring. A lot of the times, I don't know, depending on what type of man you are, you want to buy a ring. But most people are going to have to work to go and buy that ring. So you don't know how long a man is working now to go and find to get this ring for you. He might even take it out on finance. So he's going to do that. Then he's going to make the proposal. So that's cost of money. Let's say that's $5,000. Then he's going to, want to make a, you want to make a big declaration of it. I don't know how man want to do it. He might want to take it to Paris. He might want to get your name done up in drones and lights, expensive stuff. You might want to have a Rolls Royce pull up. I don't know, but that's gonna cost money. Let's say he spends another $3,000 on that, flying you out, doing stuff, whatever, 5, 6. So he's already spent like $7,000 or whatever. Like, could be 10. And now he's gonna propose to you. Cool. So, and now you say yes. Cool. Now he's gonna say yes. Now you have to plan a wedding. How long does it take you to plan a wedding? Could be like 2 years, a year, depending on how fast you guys move. You spend money on a wedding. I don't know. Say the average. Let's say you spend $25,000. Most weddings cost, I don't know. Let's say you spend $25,000. So now it's like, I don't know. It's like 35, almost $40,000 my man spent. That's a lot of thinking. Now, men, we're cost sensitive. When a man spends a lot of money and investment into a woman, he doesn't tend to just wake up one day and be like, oh, this isn't working. Because if he does, it's going to cost him. And this is one of the things that protect women. I'll be honest. If your man wakes up one day and he says to you, he's not working, oh my God, it's up to him, boy. You can take him to black. He just activated the clause which says that, oh, you don't want me no more? Okay. But the reason why women can just wake up one day and be like, I don't want, is because it tends to time weddings don't cost them anything. So they don't lose anything. In actual fact, they gain more from separating from you, actually. So then they'll gain, a lot of times they'll get half. Okay, so back to what I was speaking about, right? So it takes a lot of thought process for a man to go and do that. And when you create a kid from that thought process, even if you break up, it tends to be like, the children were born out of love, right? Okay, but when you speak about situationships and when you speak about what we have now, short-term boyfriends and all these things, like boyfriend and girlfriend always break up. That is like, you do realize you probably have your first boyfriend and girlfriend in primary school, nursery. Oh, the little boyfriend and girlfriend. You're supposed to graduate into something. You're not supposed to stay. You're not supposed to. Stay a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Like, you're supposed to grow. Like, you're not. And this whole thing where people stay in that childlike, I don't know, arena or boyfriend and girlfriend, they never progress. And whenever they speak about marriage, they always talk about, oh, it's just a piece of paper. They're like, oh, but people break up and this, that, whatever. But I'll be like, yeah, of course. But the rate of people breaking up a boyfriend, it's like 100%. It's almost like 100% rate. It literally is like almost 100% rate. Like, everyone's had a boyfriend or girlfriend that they broke up with, right? Cool. Not everyone's had a wife that they divorced or a husband they divorced. But every single person has, wow, this is a new one. This just came to me right now. This just hit me like a light bulb in my head, literally. Every single boyfriend and girlfriend have 100% breakup. 100%. Because everyone's had a boyfriend and girlfriend at some stage in their life. Even down to in the sandpit. Yeah? Oh, that's your boyfriend and girlfriend. So when you tell me about boyfriend and girlfriend, I'll tell you that has 100% breakup rate. 100%. That's why if someone's dating someone, you don't even just wait your turn, man. It literally is. This is what I say. It's not yours. It's just your turn. It's not yours. It's just your turn. I know you feel like it's yours. I know, my brother. She tell you, oh, this. She's like, whose pussy? This is yours. This is. I know. Bro, it's not yours, man. It's not. They always tell you that it's yours because at that current time, yeah, but it's on rent. It's on loan. That's all it is. And at any given time, she can retract that loan from you. She can take it back. She repoed that poop. She repoed the putty. That's what she did. She repoed the coochie. She repoed it. Guys, for everyone that's on Instagram live, I'm on YouTube live. The link's in the bio. You can jump on the stream. You can watch what's going on. Send super chats. That's what we're doing right now. If you're thinking, well, I'm not really focusing on you guys, you know what I mean? If that's what you're thinking, well, I'm not really focusing on you guys. So I'm saying, if that's what you're thinking. So yeah, guys, what are you guys thinking? Where am I at, girl? What are you guys thinking? Tell me, right? What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? Let me change the ambience. What are you guys thinking? Tell me, guys. What are you telling me? What are you guys thinking? Like, let me read some chats. The day you let your woman go out there and work is the day you become her woman. Listen, what man them? You don't want to let your woman go and work, but women want to work though. I don't know why the women want to work though, bro. You don't want to let the woman work. Why you want to let the woman work, bro? Why? You don't want to let your girl work. You can't let your girl go out there and make two work now. Like, I don't understand. Why can't you let your girl go and work, bro? Talk to me. Talk to me. You man are trying to keep your wife at home and that. A happy wife. They say happy wife, happy life. I believe in that. I do believe in that. I do. Because if you're not keeping your wife happy, that's a bit mad still. I don't mean you're supposed to be keeping her like she's got unrealistic demands. But even if she has, why did you marry a woman with unrealistic demands? You knew what she was like when you married her. Why did you marry her for? Now you're crying. Bro, I don't. This was saying, man, them always do stuff and they want people to feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for most man them. I don't. Like, I'm different. I really am. I'm like, nah, I don't feel sorry for you, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like, I was talking about red flags yesterday. I was like, listen, we know the red flags, we see them, but we love the red flags. No, happy wife, happy life breaks marriages. Happy wife, happy life. It breaks marriages. So what? No. What do you mean? So you don't want to keep your wife happy? SJ, can you jump onto... Guys, you can jump onto YouTube, The link's there. Just jump onto YouTube. Like, because I'm not really... YouTube is where it's at. That's where it's at. Happy spouse, happy house. Man and woman should both be happy. No. This is the thing. You always want to have it equal. It can't be equal, man. We can't always try to keep it equal, but I get you. But you have to keep your wife happy. Like, I don't mean you have to, your wife runs you. Nah, but you have to keep your wife happy, man. That's like a main rule out here. How you might not keep it, don't not be keeping your wife happy and the next man come and keep your wife happy, man. Don't be keeping your wife happy. Do not be keeping your wife happy. Like, you have do not keeping your wife happy. You better be keeping your wife happy. Because some of you, man, then you start crying later on. It should be happy spouse, happy house, not happy wife, happy life. Bro, happy spouse, bro, I don't know. But so I'm saying, like, whatever it is, it's. Because, bro, I'm not trying to keep no woman happy that's not keeping me happy. That's like a golden rule. The only reason it's happy wife is because she's keeping me happy. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, what are you talking about, bro? Come on, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, bro. So I'm saying, you guys, we happy spouse, happy house, happy wife, all of that business, you get me? What we got here? So I'm saying, cause we can't have some of them girl out there, man. You know what, some of the girls are like that. But Doug, you're my guy, man. You're my guy. You're my guy. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Still, I get what you're saying, guys. We're streaming live on YouTube. If you're on Instagram and you see us, just hop on the link there. It's there. It's in the bio. If you click it, it will just take you directly to what we're doing right now. You see the little circle. That's what's going on right now. When you come in, make sure you drop a comment. Let us know you're there. And yeah, man. You know what I mean? We're just talking. We're just moving. We're just moving right now. Pick up everyone that joined. We're on YouTube right now. I see you, Nishi, there. Guys, we got jump onto YouTube, guys. We're streaming on YouTube. I got everything set up over here. I just got you guys over here to see what's going on right now. But you just jump onto YouTube and everything's going on right now. Why am I playing the devil's advocate today? They want to know why am I playing the devil's advocate, guys. You guys, I'm the man's voice, man. Can't I play devil's advocate sometimes? I'm not simping. I'm never simping. I ain't simping. I'm not simping, bro. I'm never simping. I'm not simping, bro. I'm not simping. I'm never simping, bro. I'm not simping. I ain't simping. That would be a red flag. I'm not simping. That would be a red flag. That would be a red flag. Oh, hey, we got soundboard in here. Hey, that was my guy. My guy Doug said, bring the soundboard. He said, bring the soundboard. He said, listen. He said, bring the soundboard. He said, bring the soundboard. I said, okay. I said, we're going to hit the soundboard. This is what's going on right now. We're going to hit the soundboard. See what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? These women be hating on me, man. These women be hating on me. I know why they be hating on me, man. I know why. I know. They hit the wall, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is? That's my new sound for when I say they hit the wall. This is it. So I'm saying, that is the wall. That's the wall. That's the wall. Hey, Doug, how you liking that sound there? You liking that? That's the wall. That's the wall sound. They hit the wall. When you hear that, they hit the wall. That's the sound. That's the sound. When you hear that, they hit the wall. You get me? Like, that's what's going on. I know. That's what's going on. So I'm saying, that's what's going on. Let's go. We're gonna start to cook up. We're just cooking up. So yeah, guys, Q&A show. So anything you want to speak about, we're gonna speak about. Guys, please hit the super chat. All you gotta do is hit the super chat. Make a quick donation. So I'm saying, it ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Just hit the super chat real quick. My name is China. I'm the man's voice. That's what we're going to do right now. I take it that everyone is subscribed. How can you not subscribe? Listen, I hope everyone currently right now is locked in right now because we're about to warm it up. I know, guys. I know some people want to come in the chat. I see you guys. Pause. Whoa, wow. Pause. I see some people want to step into the chat. We can't be saying people want no. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I have to. That was a big yo. You know what I'm saying? No, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah. You know what I mean? That's what's going on right now. All right, Winston, you wanna come shoot? All right, cool. All right, you wasn't chosen, my bro. Bro, listen, you wasn't chosen. Step up to the stage. He said he wasn't chosen. You've been selected right now. You've been selected, bro. You've been selected. So I'm saying. You've been selected, bro.
Oh my days. What's good?
Welcome to the Terror Dome. Welcome to the Terror Dome, as they say, bro.
Bro, respect to you, man. Like, big fan of yours. As I said, always, man, I'm gonna try. Actually, you're the only person I got on all for notifications. Like, you know, you have your scheduled notification on YouTube, but I'm like, you know what? I got to be in their thing. So I got to talk about this girl yesterday, man, and I got a few things that she said. So one thing she's like, oh yeah, women can make 100K. I'm like, bro, I literally just came from because I'm in IT now. Yeah, I used to work I was in retail. I did all these different jobs. then I got into cloud computing. And
Yeah.
the way how they make it sound is like, oh, well, women. I'm like, do you know the amount of sacrifices you have to make that kind of money? And like the way you talk about it, the thing I say as well, did your dad make 100K? Did your dad make 100K? Because
You
if your
know,
dad was
goddamn well, the dad never. Bro, you know, goddamn well, the dad even make 50K, man.
Bro, and so you're like, oh, I want a guy that has all this, and like it's funny because you hear the requirements. It's like, I want a guy. You know, we have to go through all the things. So like right now on YouTube, so it's like Mr. Beast said. He goes, "Oh, if you told me when I was 13, I'd have like 200 million subscribers, I'd thought you're lying. You know, I started on 0 like everyone else." And they just see you when you're X, Y, Z. And they're like, I want a guy that's at X, Y, Z. But men are like, we have to go through the whole entire alphabet. We got to go through A, B, C. You got to go through all the stresses, all of these things. And you know, one of the things she was like is like, oh, you don't know what I do. And it's like you try to play this little semantic game where it's like, so what do you do for a living? You can't just say, because you know, based on assumptions that she didn't speak to more women than you did, but she's like, oh, you don't know if I did. But it's like, okay, so what do you do? So do you speak to more women? It's like, oh, but you don't know. It's like, yeah, but we do know. We can make a judgment call. And you know, one thing I always want to say to people is that the main question is, I think the problem with marriage is this: is that it's evolved where divorce used to be back in the day. It was actually quite hard to get divorced back in the day. You actually had to have like a proper reason to get divorced. And like now, it's like men look at it and they see all these plans and they're like, okay, you spent 20, 30, 40 grand.
Yeah.
And let's say you get a 5-year marriage. Bruh, how many of these men have got that kind of money in the back pocket? You know what I mean? If it's like, if you don't want to get married, I'd rather just keep the 40 grand. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to leave me and I'm going to just get a younger version of you. You know, that's how these bachelors do it. And I think one of the problems that you have in today's society is that, you know, men look at it and you got two sides. So either you see your boys, your dad, your son, your brother go through like a woman trying to keep the kids away from you. I don't know if you saw the Saw movie Spiral with Chris Rock in it.
What? So I did. When it was
one quote.
detective.
Yeah, it was him, Samuel Jackson, everything. Yeah, and he split up with his wife. And there was one quote in it that made that hurt me to my core. Like it's not happened to me or anyone I know, but like basically his partner died and he had to go to the partner's wife's house and start interviewing the partner's wife. And his wife was there because obviously, like you know they're partners and so their wives are friends and XYZ. Yeah. And he goes, "Oh, so where's my son?" And the wife goes, "Oh, Rhonda's seeing it." And he goes, "So my sister can see my son, but I can't see my son." I said to myself, "Boy, that hurt. That hurt." It's like, yeah, your sister can see my son, no issue, but I can't see my son. That hurt. Yeah. That hurt. And I saw something that Doug said yesterday that made me laugh. He goes, "Why do women always try to think it's a trophy? Like, oh, you're not going to meet my kids." Like, men actually care. Like, it's not. It's like, oh, you don't get to meet my kids. It's like, that's not a flex, you know. That's not a flex. It's not,
you know what it is? Oh, they'll say that if that's such a problem, then why do they always push back with the things that I say? Because they always say that, but in reality, a woman would love you nothing more than for another man to set those kids like their own. They don't want to say that. Well, some of them say that, but a lot of them pretend that they don't want that. But why would you not want that? That is the perfect resolve. Like, you have a baby with someone else, it doesn't work. You go out there, you're dating with someone, you're sleeping with someone, you're having adult relations with someone, and you wouldn't decide to marry that person if that person decided to take you on and your children. Of course you would.
And it was actually quite funny. So I'll tell you a bit of story about myself. Yeah. So about 20 years ago, my parents were always together. Yeah, my mom and my dad. So my mom and dad had 4 kids, all of us out of wedlock. Yeah. And then one day I walk down the kitchen and I see my mom reading the bridal magazine. I'm like, "Mom, why are you reading the bridal magazine? Is there something you want to tell me?" Yeah. Because the year before I saw that, my dad almost died because he had like a nervous breakdown. He almost died. He was like in hospital. He had all these things hooked up to him. And my mom goes to me, "Oh, we're getting married." I'm like, "Why are you guys getting married now? Like, you know, obviously, you know, you guys got a house together and all these things. Like, you know, I was 18, 19. It was around about that time." And she goes, yeah. "Oh, because if your dad was to die, I wouldn't be able to have anything, like the family would say, I'm his maid. And this is part of the reason why the alphabet community are pushing for marriage. Like they had civil partnerships, but they push for marriage because they know that marriage, like I said to my mum, marriage is a financial contract at the end of the day, yeah. Because if you look at it, it's 79% of all divorces state financial difficulties as the primary reason for divorce. So if 4 out of 5 marriages end because of financial reasons, that means, you know, it's like I said this to my brother. I was saying to my brother, like, all the songs, like this, what the women of our community used to sing about. I said that they used to sing, "Ain't nothing going about the rent. What have you done for me lately? You know, you need to have a job to be with me. I don't want no scrubs." And like I said to my brother, like I was saying to my brother's girlfriend, I said the greatest female musician of all time literally said, "If you can't pay my bills, you got to leave the guy." And she goes, "No, she did." I said, "Okay, did she say?" I said, "Did she not say, can you pay my bills? Can't pay my telephone bill? Can't pay my automobile? And if then maybe we could chill." He said, "I don't think you do. So me and you are free." I'm like, so this is what the women of our community have been singing about.
Yeah.
And I said to my mom, so unfortunately, my dad died of COVID a couple of years ago. And
R.I.P. Pops.
No worries. And like I was saying to like obviously mom had to get all the financial stuff sorted. But I said to mom, I said, "Mom, marriage is a financial contract. So like you're his financial partner. So if anyone was to try to contest you, you don't have to go in a nice like suit. Like if someone tried to contest you for inheritance, you don't have to go in a nice suit. You could just dress in like I used to call my mom Moo Moo because she used to have like the Homer Simpson Moo Moo. I'm like, Mom, you can go to the court Moo Moo. You can sit down and say they can see whatever they want. I'm his legal and financial partner. Here's my contract." And that's the reason why 100% of men, the only reason why men don't want to get married is because they're scared of divorce. That's the only reason why a man wouldn't want to get married. Like they can say they can say anything. That's the only reason. It's not that he doesn't. It's because he's scared that you're gonna leave. You listen to all your single friends, and like you see all the articles. And there was this girl one time, and she was 24, and the dad knows. You know, the dad knows, and she was 24. She was with this guy for like 6, 7, 8 years. Like his name was Matthew, and she's like, "Oh, I started earning a bit more money than Matthew, and he had this crap car, and this next Chad must have come in, and obviously Chad is like looking to deal with her." And the dad told her, dad said, "Listen, if you leave, this might be your only opportunity to get married." And the girl's obviously 24. She's like, "I'm 24, I'm hot, XYZ. You know, I could probably get a next guy if this guy doesn't work through." So anyway, she left Matthew for the next Chad, was with him for 6 months. But obviously, where that guy was more accomplished, he probably had more money, more muscles, taller, more established career, bigger D, better D game, all them thing there. But he didn't want to get married to her. He didn't want to get married to her, so she broke up with him, and she wanted to go back to Matthew. But I said, "Listen, leave Matthew." Like this, is like an article. I'm like, "Leave Matthew alone. You left him for the next man."
Leave Matthew.
Got himself a new girlfriend. Huh?
No, I said, leave Matthew alone. Leave Matthew.
Leave him alone. Like you already went to her next guy, and like now the woman's like 42. Well, because the article came out about 6 years ago. She must be 48 now, talking about, "Oh yeah, I left the man of my dreams." Blah blah. I'm like, no. You should have stayed. If you want to do it, you can't keep on with the hyperion where you're looking for a better deal, better deal, better deal, better deal, better deal. And then you look around and you listen to your friends. And the point of problems that I find with female advice, this is why men don't listen to women, is that female advice comes into 2 categories. One is either easy or 2 is destructive. When you listen to them, they're like, "Oh, just dump him, just dump him, just dump him." And it's like, I saw another article about this single mum. She's like, "Oh, this guy stood up. He wants to get married to me. He's in love with me. He does more for me and my kid than the baby dad." But she goes, "Oh, but I feel like I'm settling. I feel like there's something better out there." And her dad says that don't dump the guy, because the dad's like, you know, me and you can imagine, dad's on his hands and knees, like it's just
don't dump the guy. Don't dump the guy.
The dad's on his hands and knees, like, please don't dump him, because you're thinking. Because when you realize, you know, we look at ourselves, but we don't really see ourselves get older. So you got to remember, they still remember when they were in their 80s, when they're teenagers, when they're 20s, when my grandma died, my aunties were talking about how my little sister was dressing. My sister must have been what? It must have been 3 years. So my sister was about 16, same when I was going to university. She's 19 now. And they were talking about her dressing. And I'm like, yeah, mum, the reason why my aunties were talking about my little sister is because they remember, my aunties are like in their 50s now. I'm like, but they remember back in the day where you had man them come after them. You know when man them used to just grab Gyal and go, listen, come chat to me. You know them days.
Yeah, I know them. Them
You
grabbing
know
man there.
you know what I'm talking about when man used to would
No, I was never one of those guys. I've said that before. I don't even, bro. When I'm outside, I don't even speak to girls. Go speak to me, bro. Like I'll be.
No. You're sweet boy. You feel me? You're sweet boy.
I got that. I mean, I'm just like, I don't this name, bro. I'll be like,
what I said to my mum was the reason why I said to my mum back in the day. So my aunties were only talking about my sister because they're now the nice lady. You know, it's like, oh, mind out the way for the nice lady. You know, give the nice lady a seat on the bus. Mind out the way for the nice lady. Help the nice lady with her bags. That's how they are. But back in the day, they remember the disrespect that men used to give them. But now they're like, oh, why is she? You know, she's young, she's hot. You're gonna have guys that are gonna fall in love with her. She don't have to really do anything or provide any value. And you know, I think that girl was a little bit outrageous yesterday the way she was speaking to you because she's like, oh, well, I've come to talk to you, but you can't change my opinion. I'm like, so it's not about you trying to change your opinion. Just having a conversation. Like me and you will have a conversation. It's not about me trying to change your opinion. You trying to change my opinion. We'll sit down, discuss ideas, and be like, oh, you know what? That's actually a good idea. You know what? I actually didn't think about that. You know what? I can use this at a later date. It's not right, China. Whatever you say, I'm not gonna look like no.
She just in her feelings, like a lot of people. I get it, but I don't. I get it, but I don't get it. I get it.
No, and one other thing, when you said that, oh, that girl couldn't be married, what they don't understand is you're trying to say to them, like, I've been there where I was dealing with a girl, she had 3 kids, and when they talk to you about their kids, like, oh, you can't talk to my kid like that, you can't do that. You don't even understand how much that off-puts men. You don't understand that with certain men, we know if you say something to us and you speak to us a little bit too familiar, he ain't looking to put 20, 30, oh, I want to be a brat. It's like when they have a problem with the word, oh, when they say, oh, with girls, do you want to groom a woman? It's like, well, if you want to get married, a man has to groom you because that's what he's calling his wedding days. You know, when you try to make the word groom sound bad, if you want to be a bride, you have to have a groom. Like, what are you going on about? Like, it's not. So, you know, one thing I want to say to you, man, is just keep doing what you got to do, man. And like, there's so many things I'd love to like just sit down and chat to you about. You know, just because it's like I see you as like a brother that's on the same level where I could just be like, you know what, let me chat. Like Doug MPA is my G. Like Doug made me laugh yesterday. He's like, he's got everything down to a T. Doug's like, listen, man, you
That's the guy, man.
don't do anything.
You got that.
Bro,
big up Doug, yeah. But yeah, man, all right, cool, no worries. I'm about to drop a clip now quickly. So yeah, just drop back in the comments, and then yeah, man, I'm about to play something now. We're gonna speak about something. I got something to speak about. Yeah, we're gonna speak about something.
Go for it, brother. Go for it. All right, one love, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, my man. That's it. Simple. Just jump on the live. That's it. You jump on the live. You know what I mean? That's it. Very simple. So I'm saying, let me post that clip for some of y'all, because some of y'all be acting like you don't want to know. You don't want to know, man. You don't know. Why you acting like you don't want to know, man? Why you acting? Don't be acting. Don't be acting. Don't be acting, please. Don't be acting. Dun 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 dun. Join the stream. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. So guys, there's the link to join. All you got to do to join. So I want to play you guys something. I want to have a little conversation. Hold on a second. So I'm gonna play you a clip, and then I'm gonna talk about the clip straight after. If you want to hear the clip again, let me know. But just have a listen.
Can I have a say, please, Richard? Right. Let me just correct some narratives. Since 2009, there were 1.5 million stop and searches because of the outrage by certain sections of the community, normally black sections of the community. That reduced last year to 500,000. Knife crime, gun crime has gone through the absolute roof. Do you know, let me just correct a narrative, and it's about time someone from within policing told Britain the truth. Black people are not stopped because of the colour of their skin. They are stopped because police follow the statistics. The statistics state that in London, some 70% of all murders are normally committed by young black men on other black men. So the reason why police stop and search so many black suspects is because 70% are responsible, either the victim or the offender, for those crimes. So who does the black community expect us to stop? It's not a point of we'll go 50-50 with the white community. We follow the statistics, and it's about time the black community took some responsibility for the appalling behaviour of some in their community, rather than blame the police and frustrate us because the families that have had somebody murdered plead with us to do something about it. When we do, and it's the communities as well that want us to do something about, other sections of the community frustrate us by accusing us of doing something that we're not doing.
How long would you have as a mandatory sentence, Norman? For
5 years minimum. Can I have a say?
So that's a clip that's posted on social media today of, I think, one of the Midlands police officers speaking about stop and search, and obviously within the black community in Britain, UK. So for everyone that's not from the UK, we have a really big knife problem in the UK. If you're from America, you're probably thinking knives, but yeah, like you guys, guns and stuff. But here it's knives, and it's a massive problem in the UK, and lots of young people get stabbed and killed every week. And recently, we just had a 15-year-old girl that was killed on the way to school on a bus by a 17-year-old boy, and that was only a couple of weeks back. So there's been discussions, lots of marches, lots of protests, and lots of people asking for answers, asking questions and wanting answers for what's going on within the UK. And essentially, so whenever someone is killed, so that was an officer, and he's saying, right, we need to stop and search more black people, right, especially the young black men, and we have reduced our stop and search, and ever since we have reduced it by about 1 million, knife crime has gone up, right? So I commented something on it. I commented, if you disagree with him, you're an enemy of progressing your own people. Time to clean up the inside of our own house. Yeah, that's what I posted. So that's what I posted. And if I can't believe, I want to read you this thread. Because this thread is long. You wouldn't think a thread like you. I just said, if you disagree with him, you're an enemy of progressing your own people. It's time to clean up our own house. That's all I said. And the thread, let me read some of the thread, because it's very long. So this guy says, Glasgow had a knife crime issue. They didn't hold all white people responsible. They used multiple public services and investments to tackle the issues. My 69-year-old mother, your ex-year-old aunt, my 12-year-old little cousins, my 24-year-old uni graduate cousins are all part of the black community. This police officer is saying to tackle knife crime when we play absolutely no part in this culture linked to only by my skin. Basically, he's making excuses. So someone else says to me, so you think black people should get stopped at random and disproportionately because there's a chance they might murder someone? I replied, I'm tired of hearing about Glasgow. You man are part of the problem, enemy of your own people. Then I replied to the next guy, I think they should do whatever they got to do to demand them stop killing each other and young girls, and you stop killing each other and young girls, and you guys can keep marching and running on road, man, community jail, man, to lead you. I'm too intelligent to be ruled by emotion and by the mob. I said what I said. I don't think I said anything bad. Like, kids are getting killed. He said we need to stop more people. There's a proportion of the community that want to help. like especially the mothers that lose their children, there's a proportion that don't want it. So you can't be when kids, and this is what happens when you do not police your own kids. This is what happens when you do not raise your own kids. The state has to raise your own kids, and if the state raises your kids, they're gonna slap them in the jail. They're gonna put. You have to raise your own kids, because when you can't raise your own kids, that means the state and the police will raise them in the system. If you can't control your kids and raise them not to be committing crimes and to be injuring, then they will learn. This is what always happens. So he then replies to me and says, "You think it's intelligent thing to say stop and search black people until the killing stop? Fair enough, mate. Fair enough." I don't think I said anything bad. I really don't. Maybe I did. You guys can tell me later on. But listen to the thread. So I said, listen, if you're not willing to go deal with the gang culture that we glorify in the music videos and the TV like Top Boy, you're not ready for this conversation. You just point fingers, march, protest, and cry the next time a youth is taken. No plans, just vibes, and you're protesting. Shake my head. Enemy of your own people. So then this person says to me, I don't do any of the above. And what you just said, I actually work with young people. You're talking about several different schools, teaching them how to box and mentor them. But yeah, you think the answer is to randomly search black people. Fair enough. So then I said, feel free to drop your manifesto on how you would tackle it then. Being a teacher doesn't mean anything. You're one of the most far people removed. How about you teach them to stop killing each other and get out of the comments? Like, what are you doing? Why are you in comments with me telling me that? I don't understand. And this is part of the problem. What have I said that's so bad? I've literally said, what have I said? But you've got a grown man in here fighting me in comments to what resolve? I said, so then I replied, you know what I'm like. A man said, teaching them how to box. And I had to put an emoji like, this mentality where you're going to go into schools and teach kids how to box, and all of a sudden it's going to take them away from gang culture and the roads and the impoverished stuff in the. It's just so that, men, it's so that you guys that are smart enough to get some money from the government for your kid programs. I get it. You need funding. I get it. You need some impoverished kids. You need to put some gloves on them, go to the schools, give some talks. I get it. But you're not doing anything. You're not. You feel like you are. Yes, on some level you are. But this is like when police take one drug dealer off the street. Wow. What does that really do to the global trade? What does that really do to if this importing every single day, the dogs, they just arrested one little kid on the street with a couple bags. That's the equivalent to it. So you might cheat a couple guys, you might whatever, you might get in the next Anthony Joshua, good. But for every Anthony Joshua, there's lots of kids that died to the streets. And you're not going to reach them by telling them to put on boxing gloves. There has to be something more than this ghetto dream of being a boxer or a rapper or no entertainer or whatever it is, man. You have to give the kids more hope and more dreams than that and show them how to really unlock life. Anyway, the kids don't look up to respect you guys. Majority come from impoverished backgrounds, single parent homes, no father figures, and live in areas of historical gang culture and problems. If you're not talking about that, I don't want to hear nothing. You're a civilian. You have no solutions. Don't at me. You're not ready for this real conversation, sir. I even called him sir. How respectful am I? I'm like, sir. I even called him sir. Look. So then he tries to insult me and say something about podcast. So I said, you say, Mr. Podcaster, that is supposed to be a diss. Like I said, Mr. Teacher, you have not wrote anything. You have no influence. And I promise you, I've done way more for young people and way more young people listen to me. So now we're just going whatever back and forth. And essentially what you have here in this thread, I'm not going to keep going because it's just loads of people. We cannot be accountable. Like, we refuse to be accountable. We refuse. It's like a cancer within our community. We refuse. We just can't be accountable. We can't look at ourselves like when someone does something to our community, we're gonna march, we're gonna uproar, protest, but we kill ourselves every single day. I don't see the marches. Where's the uproar? Where's the protest? Where is it? Where is it? Do you know why you don't see it? Do you know why? Because the people that are actually outside, they know exactly who does the killings. They know exactly who controls the area. They know, but they're not gonna go to those people. They go to people that have nothing to do with the lifestyle. What is the point of a bunch of people marching, speaking to people that have nothing to do? You have to go to the source of it. You have to go to the gang. You have to go to the bosses. And unless you're gonna sit down with the bosses, you're never gonna do anything because you're not actually dealing. You know what I'm trying to say? You're not dealing with the root. You're not dealing with the root issue. And another thing, I'm tired. Like I saw something roadman community leaders. I started laughing. I couldn't. I lost myself. I lost myself. Do you know why I lost myself? Because why is it that I have a bunch of ex-gang members, I don't know, people that have been to jail, roadman, and these are the people that that are the voices of our community. Are you okay? I went to university, and you're telling me my mom didn't send me to university to follow men that went to jail, and all of because you went to jail and you changed your life. All of a sudden now you think that gives you what? Merit to do what? You think no? In actual fact, you need to get to the back. I don't want any one of you guys representing the community because you don't represent the community. You do not represent me. What do you represent? I've never been to jail. I've never been to prison. Why are you going to represent me for? What are you going to represent? How you? What have you? Are you guys even educated? Are you articulate? So what are you going to represent? Let me tell you what I want. I want a man that's going to, yes, educated. I want a man that's got himself a good job. Yes, I want a man, there's lots of city guys and lots of guys that are doing really well for themselves, that grew up in the area. Yes, they grew up in impoverished areas too, but they decided to do something different. They said, no, I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to go that way. Yeah. I want these guys to be at the front. These are the guys that we want. These are the guys that we want at the front. Like, I don't know who's made man them think that just because you go to jail or you got a name on the road or whatever. No, sorry, you're the worst. What do you think other communities think when we say this is the shining examples of our community? These are the people that will lead us to the promised land. Are you okay? They look at us like, what? Are these the best you have to offer? Are this your best men? Is this the best you have to offer? Honestly. So I'm saying, a man said a black guy a black guy will touch. Yeah, like this is purely about we have problems and we should clean up our own house. Yeah. But we're not cleaning up our own house. And I'm tired of seeing when something. I saw people calling for more you was calling for the government. They're like, oh, Sadiq Khan. What the hell is Sadiq Khan gonna do? Sadiq Khan kids ain't outside stabbing up other kids. No, they living a good life. So what's Sadiq Khan gonna do? And if you ask for Sadiq Khan, the only powers he has is more police. Like, that's the only powers they have. So if you cannot police your own kids and they're out there killing other kids, then the government will step in and they'll make it look more stringent and harder on your communities. So you need to police your own communities because if you can't, the government will. And you have mothers that are crying for this. When a mother's kid is killed, do you think she cares about street politics? She wants justice. She don't care about man. No, she wants justice. But all of these man them will never and that's why when I speak about these things and I'm like, in reality, we need better representation because the current representation we have is flawed. And just to say something like, stop these kids. So don't stop them then. Don't stop them then, but stop complaining. I'm tired of people complaining. Stop marching, stop complaining. Stop it. Because whenever someone tries to come up with a result, you're like, no. Then let the kids kill each other then. What's your problem? Take some accountability. Take some accountability. Get me? It takes some. Our community is too reactionary. We base everything first and foremost with our emotions. We need to start taking accountability. Yeah, like it's a very reactionary, very reactionary. Look, I love my community. I love it, but we're very reactionary, and that cannot be the way to live our lives. That cannot be the way to move. That's it. Just we're too reactionary. We're way too reactionary, and that allows us to be manipulated. That you can be so like you're so easy manipulated when you move and when you don't move reactionary. We tend to have this thing where if we don't move reactionary, people are gonna try to call you all manner of things because I ask questions. I have an analytical. I don't move with the mob. I've never done that. I'm educated. So how can I be? One of the things you can't let emotion move you because it will allow you to do some of the craziest things if you react in emotion. I'm a man. I need to. People will say, "Oh, you're emotional." I'm not. I'm passionate. It's a big difference. Emotional reactions will make you go and do stupid things. I don't do stupid things. I react passionately. See, a lot of people don't understand the difference. They don't because men are being shrunken, and they're being shrunken every single day into thinking that masculinity and any forms of showing it is red flags and stuff like this. This is what's happened to men. Unfortunately, we cannot be too reactionary, and you can't tell me nothing because I've been stabbed before. Have you been stabbed before? I have. And guess what? I was stabbed by white guys. I wasn't stabbed by black guys. Nope. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't stabbed by like. You get me? I wasn't. I was stabbed by white guys. So I'm saying, like, but guess what? I know a lot of men that have been stabbed by black guys. So I'm saying, and I know men like I don't know too many guys that have been stabbed by white guys, but it happens. So I'm saying, but I don't care about what white people are doing. I care about my community. So I'm saying, and I care about the fact that we have a problem in our community, and these young kids, they're not built like us. They don't survive. Unfortunately, to say they don't. A lot of these kids are tiny. They're skinny. Like they're not. They wasn't how we was when we was younger. They just that's it. That's it. They finished. You know, and I was at RIP RIP troops, man. To get me, young G from Edmonton. He was stabbed in the heart. He was only 16. I was there. Anyone that saw my story, I was there the other day at the vigil. Like, he was 16 and he got killed. Like, this thing is real. He leaves his mother now. This thing is real. He was 16 and he killed. Like, this thing is real. It's real life. It's not a joke. So, and there's all types of culture and things involved with it. And it's complex, but it needs to be spoken about. Just like the hair thing. When I speak about women's hair, they will always want to diminish it to, oh, why are you speaking about black women's hair? And it's nothing, but in actual fact, it's quite complex and it goes quite deep. And in order to understand why you put on weave or European hair or Brazilian or Indian, like you need to unlock something deep down inside. And I get it, I understand it. But that's why most people don't want to do it, because you have to look in your mirror to say to myself, why do I feel better when I put on this hair which is not my own to go on? Like, and you can try to glaze it up as so many different things you want, but the one thing that you do tell me is that you think that this thing is better when you put it on, and it's the same thing. A lot of the things I speak about involve people looking into the mirror, and it's uncomfortable. No one ever wants to have to. That's why whenever people want to talk about, you know, the issues or problems, no one likes to be vulnerable. It's a human. It's part of being human. None of us want to be vulnerable, but sometimes we need to be. You know, sometimes we need to be. Like, seriously, sometimes we need to be. Nah, it's not about relating. Okay, so someone says, what other community says I need to have an ex-drug, I need to have an ex-drug dealer or ex-pimp or ex-gang member to lead me? It's a crazy notion to think that this is trust me, the leaders that are picked in Africa are educated highly. None of our, like, don't, just because you had Nelson Mandela, and furthermore, yeah, that's another complex one. But our leaders are supposed to be educated. They're supposed to come from something. They're not supposed to be some road riffraff, because that's why you'll never get ahead, because these are the people you have leading your community, and they are conflicted because they will not do the things they need to do. They will not work with the police. They will not go up in court and point fingers at the people that have committed the crimes. They will not. So they will not go sit down with the man them in the ends, the real man them in the ends, and talk about the gang code. They won't. The favorite artists, they're not gonna call them out. The favorite platforms, they're not gonna do anything that really has a hold on the community. No, they won't. They won't, because that is ultimately what you need to do. You need to be someone that is gonna clean up, and that's really the thing. That's why I said you need to have someone that's come from the roads, yeah, that lived in the area, that didn't decide to go that path. Like, not every, like, there seems to be some. Do you know how much of my brethren that work in the city that had one on the live yesterday, makes a lot of money. He's a very successful man. If you try it with him, he will lick your head off the shoulders. He's not someone to play around with. But there's lots of men like that. Don't think because a man's got a suit and a tie and he's an investment banker, that makes him an idiot. And this is that thing. There seems to be some type of archetype of what it is to be a black man and a strong. No, trust me, I'll give you a guy with a suit and tie, and he will listen. He's better than any man on the roadside. Like, so, this thing where we feel like we need man and that. No, we don't need because the guys that we have, they're not using that actual connection to stop anything. It's just to be like, yo, bravado and prowess. But we need people that actually gonna go and use that street cred to be like, right, I'm gonna stop something now. Because if not, it's just brandishing. If not, it's just brandishing. He says we need mentors, coaches, people understand because they've been through it. We need ones that see this thing. No, we don't. We need fathers in the home. We need families. We don't. This community starts at home. This is why you keep skipping the stages. You're talking about mentors, coaches. How can you have mentors and coaches if you don't have fathers? And like you're skipping. This is what's happened. You're not gonna get that because mentors and coaches are men. So what you have is a bunch of men that have left their own kids that are outside teaching other kids. How many of these men that are mentors and coaches are actually family men and married at home? It all comes. This is what I keep saying. You guys don't want to address the things you want to keep talking about. We need mentors and coaches. No, you don't. You need families at home, fathers at home. You need women picking with right men. No, this is what you need. Because if you don't, you're not. You just keep putting more plasters, and you're just plastering over the wound. You're really putting plaster on the wound when it needs to be. This wound needs to be cauterized. It needs to be disinfected. It needs to be stick. Man, we might need to get a whole amputation. Yeah, Chloe, call in. Yeah, but Chloe, if you're gonna call in, you need to make sure you have your face on camera, please. So just have your face on camera, please. Yeah, and you can jump in on the live, okay? Thank you. And yeah, just remember that we've got other people in the chat as well. So just try to, keep it clean, but keep it respectful. I'm always respectful, and it is the Q&A show. You can speak about whatever you want today. You can ask me whatever you want. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And that's all I ever ask when people come in. That's all I ever ask.
Other than blame the police.
You will call shortly. Okay. Hi. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is the Q&A you can call. She was like, I'll call shortly. Chloe, why did you back out? Was ready to go. We're just ready to go. We're just ready to go. This is a Q&A. You can ask me whatever you want. Come on. Guys, I'm waiting. How am I saying you can ask me whatever you want and you don't want to ask me nothing? What? Are you okay? Are you okay? That's it. Guys, yes. Support the channel by super chat. All donations appreciated. Yes. Shout out to Doug MPA. He hit me with a super chat. £10 super chat. We're good to go. Let's see what Doug said. Do you think you will find a woman in the West? Do you think you find it in the West UK, or are you going to have to find a wife back in Cameroon? Also, have you talked to your married sisters about the state of modern women? Oh, bro, let me read that again. I'm like, what? Do you think you will find a woman in the West, or are you going to have to find a wife back in Cameroon? Also, have you talked to your married sisters about the state of modern women? Don't know what's going on in my reading today. I'm sorry. First of all, my sisters be on me listen. They like, my nephews they'll be telling me, my nephew's in South Africa. They'll be like, I met this, my teacher, I got my babysitter. They'll be trying to, that's my nephews. And my sisters be trying to, definitely, because they were married and that. I don't know, man. Like, I think I was raised around such amazing women and such, like, yeah. And I think my mum was such an amazing woman that my expectations are probably a bit high. I get that. I also, yeah, I don't think I have to travel to Africa, to Cameroon, you know what I mean, to find a woman. I don't think I got to do that. I think no matter where you are in the world, you can meet the right woman. But we're in a Western world, and I've got very traditional values and quite African values. So it probably comes down to the women that you're trying to create to do this with. So I think when you're younger, you're probably going to date just for what you like. But I think at this, I say to women, you got to date what makes sense. And that's why I said we love red flags, Doug, man. We love red flags. I've dated some red flags. What do you mean? Some of the baddest bees are red flags. You wanna know what it feels like. But nobody wants to marry a red flag. Nobody wants to have babies with red flags. Some people do. But me being a man that thinks, I couldn't do that. And it's better for me to be a single man than it is to me to be a baby father or marry the wrong woman or you know what I mean? That would create me more stress and because I know what type of man I am, I live a life like, I don't have, you could say quite selfish existence if you want to say that, but I don't have any dependence. It's just me. If I want to leave today, I can leave and go. I can do whatever I want. I don't have any, and in order for me to give up that type of independence, I would have to give up for an amazing woman that's going to give me something. But apart from that, nah, man, I'm good to go. I just keep moving. I just really keep moving, you know. And especially with my career, what I'm doing now, like, we could do this anyway, man. I want to go Africa. I want to travel. Like, I want to do, create content. There's places that I want to go. Like, a lot of people invite me places around the world, and they're like, yo, Chai, you need to come here. They're like, so, yeah. I mean, yeah. So, I always say to people, is your wife, where is your wife? Where's your future wife? Your wife, like, is the woman of your dreams where you live? Is that because she's your woman of your dreams, or that's just because you haven't left anywhere? Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because I'm sure if you travel to Brazil and you met a woman, you'll meet the woman of your dreams right there. I'm sure if you went to America, you meet the woman of your dreams. If you went to Africa, you was there, you meet the woman of your dreams. You meet the woman of your dreams wherever country you were in. That's really what it comes down to. So I think there's too much emphasis put on that, but yeah, you definitely, that's what would happen, you know, definitely. How's that for answer? Was that too complex? Chloe, you want to join for another device? Have you jumped on the device yet, Chloe? Jump on the device. Let's have a chat. Jump on the device. Let's have a chat. But yeah, shout out to Doug for the £10 super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, bro. I definitely appreciate you, man. Big up Doug, man. Moderator. You know what I mean? Just all around YouTube extraordinaire behind the scenes. He's definitely that guy, man. We appreciate him over here. And I appreciate everyone else, guys. You don't, you know, like just you know, £5, whatever you can afford. If you like the content, if you want to support the channel, feel free to do that. We got the cash out there as well. Feel free to support it, but make sure you like it. And if you're in the stream now, share it with someone that you know. Just share it. Just share the stream with someone. Get them to jump in. That'd be good. We're waiting for some more people to jump in, and that's what's gonna happen, man. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna happen. That's what's really gonna happen right now, you know. So yeah. That's time. But yeah, man. Like, reason why I played that clip of the police officer earlier on, just because I saw it and I was just like, man, we got to do something. And then so many people were trying to like argue with me. I was like, what did I even say? I was like, man. And this is why I'm the man in voice, because you guys just be capping. I'm tired of all the cap. That's what I always say to people, stop the cap. That's what I always say, stop the cap. That's why I always say, stop the cap. That's why I always say, stop the cap. I say, stop the cap. Because y'all guys just be capping. You know? I say that every single time, just stop the cap. Because I'm tired of it. But how you guys liking the stream though? What's going on? How you guys liking the stream? Because your boy be streaming right now. Your boy be streaming. You know what I like? I like how like it built, like you stream and then they'll be like, oh, you only think a few people's in there, and then when you come out, you're like, oh, get some more views, and then by the next day, even more views. I'm like, oh, this is what they wanted me to do all the time. They was like, get off Instagram. Why are you on Instagram? Get off Instagram, get on YouTube and stream. Stream. I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I said, that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I did. So you guys should be happy. I did this all for you. But there's so much more stuff I'm going to do for you guys anyway. There's so much more stuff I'm going to do for you guys anyway. So, you know? So there's so much more stuff I'm going to do for you guys. Just bear with me. Just bear with me, right? Just bear with me. But yeah, man. Someone said to me, they said to me, try it. They said to me, try it. I feel like you have some trauma. I said, what? Oh, you know this word come from a female. You know it came from a female, because any man talking to me like this is it's very feminine, is it? He's very feminine, is it? Yeah, he must be. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. She's like, I feel like a baby mama hurt you in the past, gave you trust. First of all, no baby mama could hurt me. What's she gonna do to me? Take away kids away from me that are not mine. What's she gonna do? No baby mamas hurt me. Come on, let's behave now. Let's behave. And that's how women, that's the first thing they do. Like, they want to be like, oh, someone must have been hurt. No, I've not been hurt by no baby mama. Sorry to disappoint you guys. And even if I did, so what? So what? But in reality, no, I have not been hurt by any baby mamas. No, no, I don't. I don't have any trauma from any baby mamas. No, I don't. Like, I don't have any. I don't. I don't. I don't need healing from any baby moms. I don't. I don't. I really don't. I don't. See, in reality, we've been seeing baby mamas since school. You girls have been getting pregnant since school. Since 15 years old, you girls have been getting pregnant. I'm sure there was one girl in school that had a baby at 13. I'm sure one girl had a baby at school at 13, or someone knew, but definitely 15. I remember that girl in my class. She had a baby at 15. She was dating the older guys. I remember that. She would not date no one in our year. She was dating the older guys, like 6'4". Yeah, this was going on. I remember that. I remember that clearly. They tend to forget it. They love to forget it when they're trying to say we're manipulators. They love to forget what they were doing. No, you got to show your face. You got to show your face. So you better put on a bit of foundation. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know, but you got to show your face. Yeah, look. Do I look like I've got fresh trim to you? This is the whole point of these lives. It's supposed to be natural. You don't have to put on you don't have to get your hair did, girl. You don't have to get your hair did. Guys, if you're gonna come in, you need to have your face showing, okay? So anyone that requesting to be in the live, you need to be showing your face when you get into the live, okay? So fix your camera, because it's not gonna make good viewing, and I don't really want to be speaking to a blank square. It's not what I want to be doing, okay? Yeah. Why I gotta show my face? I've been ill for the last few days. I feel rough. I'm sure you look fine. Don't worry, we're gonna gas you up. We're gonna be like, yo, look, you're painting. Oh, look how sweet you look. Oh. And then once we do that, you feel happy with yourself, okay? Okay? But first you need to hop on the live, you know? Okay? Okay. That's all I need from you. That's all I need for you. I don't need foundation. Oh, a second ago you're telling me you look rough. I've tried to make it better for you. Now you're like, oh, I don't need foundation. Okay, bad girl, jump on the live then. No foundation, girl. Let's go. No foundation. Yo, Mimi, if you're gonna come on, you need to put your camera on before you come into the guys. You need to make sure your camera's on when you come into the, yeah. So as you come into the green room, I'm gonna call that the green room. That's what I'm gonna call. It's the little invitation green room. As you come there, you need to make sure that you're, that's what I need. Okay. So okay. Let's go. Thank you, guys. Let's go. Hello.
Hi. Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you? You okay?
I'm good. I've been feeling a bit rough, so bear with me. So yeah, I've been feeling a bit rough. I had a bit of a sore throat. But yeah, so I'm showing my face. I had a couple of questions. One is, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit weird. Like, I feel like guys don't always know the right type of girls to pick. Like, they always say they don't want a woman that gives them drama, but yet you're picking with girls that have children already with other men. And I'm thinking, well, that is as drama as it's going to get, as dramatic as it's going to get. So I try to understand how that even works. And someone like me, for example, I don't have children.
Okay.
I do want to get married and I do want to have children.
So can I ask you how old you are, please? All right.
I'm in my
Oh, you just give me the age range.
Yeah, I'm in my mid-30s now.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. But my boyfriend that I was with before, he passed away a few months ago. So
sorry to hear that. RIP to him.
That's fine. But yeah, so I get a lot of praise saying, "Oh, you know, you don't have any children. You know, you're keeping yourself to yourself. You're trying to do things in a proper way." But yet, you'll see those same guys going to these other people who have children already with other people, and I'm thinking, well, that doesn't really add up. That doesn't even make any sense. And ultimately, I want to have children with someone who doesn't already have children, because then you're sharing that experience together firsthand. But obviously, the older you get, the more likely that that might not happen as such. So
they keep saying that, but I think, I mean, they keep telling me that, but I mean, no, you don't have to accept that. But I do get what they mean, but you don't have to accept that, no, because the likelihood is, if you get with a man that has children already, that already left one woman, why do you think he won't leave you?
Exactly. And at the end of the day, there's nothing, I feel like there's nothing like having that first experience of having your firstborn with someone who is sharing that experience with you at the same time. And ultimately, I want to get married. I don't want to be a BM. I don't know why people are aspiring to be a baby mother. That is just ridiculous.
So I was going to ask you a question, but I see one already. So I want to just ask this here. So why wasn't she this serious in her 20s? Why did she wait until she was in her mid-30s?
Well, first of all, I'll say this. I was in a relationship before that was healthy. However, there were certain things that weren't quite right, and I didn't give up on it straight away. I had conversations with this person, and I said, look, this needs to change, because I'm not being fulfilled in certain departments. Let's just put it like that. I'm not going to be explicit and say exactly
you have to. Are you talking about sex?
Yeah. So
how long was you with this guy for?
About 10.5 months, maybe 11 months.
Oh, so it wasn't a long time then. I thought you must tell me years.
No, but I really did. The thing is, let's break it down like this. At the end of the day, it's not all about looks.
No, I want to know between from 20 to, if I gave you from the age of 20 to where you are now, that would be about 15 years of dating, yeah. But we're gonna say 18 years old, and that's giving you, and that's being good, right?
18. Okay, you want to go that far back? All right. Okay.
No.
Cool.
Okay. Let's say 20. Let's be good. We'll say 20. From 20 to 30, yeah. What happened?
One, I was at uni. I was in education, first of all, so I was quite studious. Yes, I went out. I had my fun and stuff like that, but I was always trying to be very sensible and very picky about who I get involved with. So yes, obviously I had relationships with people. I dated people. I went out on dates with people. But it wasn't until I turned, how old was I when I met that person? Like in my late 20s, early 30s, I met this other person. So obviously there was just that long period of dating people, being in
What's your longest relationship? How long were you together for them?
What, that relationship? Not that relationship. I already told you. My longest relationship has been about 2.5 years.
Okay, so you really haven't had like, what I hear, what it sounds like is that you've dated. You went to university, you dated, you had to date a few guys, you had a few relationships, didn't work. But I haven't actually heard there was like one consistent guy that was like a 4.5 like relationship that was going to lead into.
But there was one. There was one a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But he just was not a nice person at all. So, that was not going to work. We spoke about marriage. I met his family and all the rest of it, but he just was not a nice person.
Oh, but you wouldn't marry someone that's not a nice person, so I don't
Exactly.
So I don't think that one. Okay, so I reckon this is what's happened, right? Because you're telling a story that it's a quite a familiar tale that I tend to hear from women when they get into their mid-30s, and I gave you from 20, but in reality from I was 18, even younger. You've dated men, you went to university, you had boyfriends, you've had relationships. From what it sounds like, you've picked a few bad guys. I don't know whether or not you knew, whether or not they had the red flags prior to that. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, maybe discovered them after. But ultimately you don't get to this stage in your life without either repeatedly picking bad men, and that would say something about you, about the types of men you want to pick, or you purposely avoid good men, and there have been good men in your life, just like all women have had good men that thought interested in them, but for any reason you did not want to show your interest in these guys. You probably dated men that treated you like an option, or had, you know, they had options, and then you find yourself at a point where you start dating guys and people start saying to you things like, well, you know what, you're getting older, maybe you need to start dating men with kids, maybe you need to start, and this happens because your options start to diminish. They start to get, your pool gets smaller, your pool of men gets smaller and smaller. And society has told women you can have it all, you can go to university, you can go live your best life, take trips, date who you want, sleep with. Yes, you can consensually, you can, but it comes at a cost, and especially when you have a biological clock. And I don't know if you said you wanted kids, you said you wanted to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to continue on my legacy 100%. Yeah.
Okay, so if that's what you want to do, you need to put as much effort into finding a husband if that's what you want, because you don't want to.
Which I am. I mean, the thing is, I'll be honest. Obviously, my bereavement only happened a few months ago, so it happened this year. The person I was with at the time, so there's that I'm still trying to deal with. I don't believe in getting into a relationship with someone and I'm not at my full optimum.
No,
because
no, that's what I'll definitely I'll respect that, because I think a lot of women, they do that hopping thing. They don't want to be alone, and they don't want to heal first, and then they come out with trauma and then they put it onto their new relationship. So I'm an advocate for women going out there and healing themselves first.
And also, like, I've had like people show interest and stuff, but I just know that they're not the right person, and I'm not prepared to just hitchhike myself to a fool just for the sake of the fact that people don't want to be on their own. Like, you need to, sometimes it's better to be on your own for a period of time than to be with someone else and be in a whole bag of problems. That's the way I look at it. So
let's start with the basics. What's your expectation of a man?
I think
What do you want from a man?
Do you know what I want?
If there's a man watching this stream, especially afterwards when it goes out right on YouTube.
Yeah.
What do you want?
What I want is someone who is kind, who is generous, and has some sensibilities about themselves in terms of how they, you know. And when I say that, I mean how they conduct themselves is, you know, if you see how they interact with people and just their general demeanor, that shows.
Men don't understand. Make it clear. What man do you want?
I just want someone who is nice and generous and that has some sense. That is it. Ultimately, I would prefer that if they didn't have children, because I don't have children, so I don't have that baggage. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I would much prefer. I don't really want to date someone.
So just say, I don't want a man with
kids.
kids.
I don't want to date someone that has children already and has multiple baby mums. No, I'm not interested. Sorry.
Yeah. See, the thing about this, if knowing what you want will prevent you getting what you don't want. Yeah,
absolutely.
You have to be concise. I'm not. This is not on me. You know, this is not. I'm not coming. This is just like, what do you want? Like, you can literally say, if you tell me I want a man that drives a Bentley, I want a ball, I want this. You can want that. Then, you can. But I'm gonna say, what are you willing to do to get that, and what are you willing to offer? See, and you can ask you can want whatever you want, but there's gonna be a choice and a trade-off you're gonna have to give in order to get that thing that you that you want. So saying that you want that, okay, what do you have to do to get that type of man? What do you bring to the table?
Well, look, I'm willing to provide moral support to the individual, the guy that I'm interested in. I'm there to support their dreams, their endeavors, and I would expect the same back. I also would be, you know, I have accomplished certain things anyway, so it's I need to complement their lifestyle. They need to complement my lifestyle. That's just the way I look at it. And we need to have the similar value system. You know, if you don't really believe in marriage,
what are you going to do for a man? What are you going to do for a man?
It's so hard to quantify and to put into words, but I'm domesticated. I am nurturing.
Quantify it. Put it into words. It's not What do you what? Because this is the thing, and like you know, you're in your 30s, right? And you still are not ready to say, this is what I want. I want this, man. This is what I want. Because you're never gonna get it. The reason you haven't got it is because you haven't put it out. And I don't want to start doing that. I don't know what you believe in.
No, I believe in God, but I have been putting it out there. I know what I don't want. I know what I don't want.
No, it's not what you've done it again. It's not what you don't want. What do you keep doing it? It's like you're scared to say.
No, okay. Let me say it then. Let me say it. I want someone who is kind, who is generous, and has a value system and believes in marriage and believes in God. That is what I want.
Okay. What was
Simple.
That? Why was that so hard?
It's not that, because do you know what it is? Yeah, I've seen some of your content, and I see how you try to grill people in a certain way and try and take them in a different trajectory. And I'm not trying to be in that.
I don't think I do that. I think I just.
And I mean that respectfully. No,
it's fine. But I think what you're seeing is, let me tell you what you're seeing. What you see is me asking some questions, right? Because in order for me to do this, I need to ask some questions. I don't know you from anywhere, right? I'm asking questions. And if you genuinely jumped on this live and you genuinely have some questions, you want to have a conversation with me, there's a way we do things, right? Part of how I do things, I just ask you a few questions, and I'm going to interject a few times across, but I always let you speak, right? So don't feel as if that I'm going to come at you. I only ever match energies. Do you understand? So as long as you keep it respectful with me, I will keep it respectful. You know what I mean? I'll keep it respectful. I'll keep it respectful for you. And it's not me trying to, but how can I do what I want to do if I don't ask the questions I need to answer? So then we can get to where we need to get to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you're only going to get respect from me. I'm going to conduct myself as a young lady. I'm not going to be on here whiling out or anything like that. So
but I am not ever trying to. Listen, we get viral moments because people decide to create viral moments. If you want to, but what will happen is I'm not trying to be the viral moment. So it's gonna if you want to do that, then it will end that way. But that's all it was. Anyway, so what was you saying?
No, so look, that primarily that is what I want. I want, and I'm gonna be honest. I want someone that is educated to a point. I'm not saying you have to have a master's degree necessarily, but you know, I can't be around some.
Can I ask you something? You come from an academic background. It doesn't mean anything. I'm just asking you. You come from an academic background. I would say so. Fine. I would say so. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
I want, even the way you said that again. You know, I want someone that is it become. It's almost like you feel as if that you can't have someone that's educated, you shouldn't want it, or you shouldn't, or there's not enough educated man. It's like almost every man, one of my friends is highly educated, so we've gotten to the point, and this is what I was talking about, the roadmen community leaders. Like, I don't want these men leading our communities because my friends and people aren't and to the point of where you can't even just be like, I want an educated man. That should be a given. That should be a minimum standard of an educated
man. No. For me, that is standard to me. But what I'm saying is, because of, and I'm not trying to be big-headed or anything like that. But because I have a certain aesthetic, when I'm out and about,
what certain aesthetic do you have? Tell me.
No, you know, just nothing crazy like you know, people have a body, they work out, they take care of themselves.
What are you saying? You got body oddy? Like Megan Thee Stallion?
Nah, the point I'm making is I don't want to go off.
Wait, hold on.
All right.
Listen, I got to do my show. Because my next one, I was gonna say, what do you like your body? I was gonna talk about your body. I was gonna talk about your size. I was gonna talk about that because that's gonna pay a factor as well. So
All right.
like I was gonna talk about that because some women don't want to do that. They want to come, but you have to understand men are very visual beings as well.
Absolutely, and I respect that. Men are gonna they look at what is in front of them, and so it's about presentation. I'm not disputing what you're saying. And by the way, just to add, I don't hate men. I'm not like some of these girls trashing men. I'm not doing that, because some women have to also look at themselves about what they're putting out there as well, and what you put out there, sometimes you'll get it back. So that I just want to make that clear. But what I'm saying is, because I have a certain aesthetic, all types of people are attracted to me. But having said that, when I'm just running my day-to-day errands and I'm going to the gym or whatever, I mean, I had someone follow me the other day. I mean, I had someone literally follow me into the gym and then saying, can I have your phone number? And I looked at him, and there's people around, and I said to him, no, I don't want to give you my number. And then you're saying, oh, I actually followed you here, which is just creepy all the way through. The fact that you've admitted to that. And I said, I don't want to give you my number. And then you're saying, please, you're begging me to give you my number. And I'm thinking, this is, I don't know, people's approach to things now is all twisted now.
So okay, so you got a good body. What size are you?
I'm a 10 to 12.
10 to 12, but you're curvaceous, right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay, cool. You go to the gym a lot?
Yes, about 4 times a week.
About 4 times. So have you met men in the gym?
I refuse to talk to men in the gym. I'm not that person. I'm not there for that. So
okay, when you say I'm not there for that, but you are looking for a husband, right?
Yeah, but can I say something? Okay.
And you like to go to the gym, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever seen a good-looking guy in the gym in your life?
Of course, absolutely. That would be a lie if I said I didn't. Come on.
Okay. So you go to the gym about 4 times a week. You probably see guys about 4 times a week. You see good-looking guys there. You're doing something you have an interest in, and you see other people having an interest in, and you're out there looking for other men who probably don't have the same interest in you, and you're disregarding what's underneath your nose because you don't like the environment.
I think, and also I have met men in the gym before. Yeah. And to think, as far as I'm concerned, if they're approaching me, how many other girls have they approached in there? You know, people treat the gym as a recreational center for adults. It's not, people are not going there to actually train. Obviously, you meet people wherever you go. That's not the issue.
I think look, my thing is this, right? Yeah. You're at the stage where I'm going to be honest with you. You like, this is you're in, this is the fourth quarter. This is the fourth quarter. This is you are not 90th minute. You're probably around in football. You're probably right there. It's about 85th minute right about now. I'll be real. You still have 5 minutes and extra time, but I don't know how much extra time you're gonna have in the game left. And that's the truth of it. And you need to start dating with purpose. You need to start moving with purpose.
And that's what I'm doing.
If not, what will end up happening is you will end up picking any guy or just some random guy that you're going to end up sleeping with or dating with, because you're human and we all have things, and you're going to end up having a baby by that.
Hang on, but can I? No, hang on a second. But this is all that I've been trying to avoid. I haven't. I could have picked someone from the bus stop across the road from where I live, but I've decided no. You have to be purposeful in what you're doing. You have to think.
Maybe the bus stop guy would have been better.
No, but hang on. Look,
bro,
everyone has standards, right? Like the girl next to me has standards. They may not be the same as mine, but she still has her standards. My point is, I am not prepared.
Have you ever thought your standards are too high?
No, not really, because look, I've dated people who have a lot of money or who are established.
Where are they now?
No, yeah, but that's the point I'm making. So
that's the point I'm making. Hold on.
I did let you land. I did let you land, but I'll be honest with you. When it comes to because I've been dating black guys in the last few years. Those are the people I've been dating.
Wait,
and
when you said I've been dating, yo, big up DMC date. I see you there, bro. Thank you, bro, for dropping in the chat. It's a pleasure to have you here, bro. Thank you. When you said I've been dating black guys, that says to me a big red. That says to me prior to that you've been dating only white guys.
not white guys, but just people that are not necessarily black.
Let's
But
talk about that. What's that? Asian? What's that?
Oh no disrespect.
Oh,
I have
wow.
no
So
disrespect.
if it's not Asian, then it's white.
No, like, okay, for example, like
Go on.
people that are from South America.
That's white.
No, they're not white. You wouldn't look at them and say they're white.
That's
They wouldn't
okay.
do
Then
that.
they're Asian. What either black, white, or Asian? Like, and Asian is a broad mix, right?
Of
and
course.
I'm trying to,
But
so,
what
do they
I'm
have
trying.
melanin?
Yeah, absolutely. But
When you say melanin, yeah. So there wasn't okay. So there wasn't white because you said there wasn't black because you said up until that point. So let's just take it out. There was white. There wasn't English. There wasn't. But they were white, right? They were Caucasian. They didn't have. They were white. Let's treat it as that. Okay, cool. So how many years were you doing that before you decided to go back to black people?
to be honest, just because of the schools that I've been to and the environment that I've been in, I'll be honest with you, I hadn't really dated a black guy until I like hit my late 20s.
Okay, so when you say schools you've been to in the area, sorry, you don't have to tell me exactly what school you went to, what area, but you just have to tell me what area you grew up in, what type of area is this?
But this is what I'm saying, like, just so you understand, and this is the problems that I come into when I'm dating a black guy. For example, I went to an international, like, private school. So I was one of only black or brown girls in the school. And I was just used to that being the case because they're just not, for whatever reason, there's not black people.
So what area was that? What area was that?
In Kensington.
In Kensington, okay.
But the point I'm making is now, like, if I date a black guy now, they're like, oh yeah, you're well spoken, you're this, you're that, and blah blah blah. And then if we're having a discussion about something and I'm not necessarily in agreement with them and I have a different point of view, they turn it around and say, oh, you because you grew up in a white way, like in a white environment, that's why you think the way you think, that's why you speak the way you speak. But hold on a minute, was you not the one that you were telling me that I was different from the average black girls that you would date and that it's not really an issue?
Okay,
but then when yeah, go on.
Okay, cool. So my sister went to private school. She went to school with Assault on Urbanized kids. It doesn't matter what my sister
doesn't matter. It doesn't, yeah.
But what I'm gonna say to you, this whole thing where I know lots of people that went to white schools or white institutions that are black men that don't prescribe to that. But I can understand when you're in these environments that you want to try to fit in and there's not really much black. I get that. I do get that. I can understand that. So I'm not going to come because I do understand that you have to. A lot of times, this is why you don't really want to put your kids into these schools because they will have to basically, in order to fit in, they're going to have to become something and join the group, right? And so they have to kind of do what the group does, and it tends to be that way.
No, but hold on, no one's a sheep out here. I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day,
so were there black men in your school?
Not many, no. But the point I'm making is, but hold on.
Wait, hold on.
No, but I just want to make the point. I don't want my own ethnic minority group, the men within that group, coming to me saying, do I not want my children to be black, as an example, because of my dating history? When, let me tell you something, most of those guys that have been saying those type of things to me, they have dated more white girls than I can even care to think of, white people than I've even dated in my whole entire life.
All right, cool. So now I'm going to say something. I'm going to be like, you led with it. You said that. Okay, so what's happened is the reason why you have dated white men from your teens onto wherever your age is to your 30s, and only now you decided for the last few years to start dating black men. So you have basically given yourself to white men, and they didn't want you. So all your problems that came, they didn't come from black men; they came from white men. Hold on! Don't interrupt me, please. Don't overtalk me because I need to do my thing now. Your problems haven't come from black men, because they came from the white men that you dated, which you actively said. You have started dating black men within the last few years. And I'll be honest, most black men, we tend to see red flags when a woman hasn't dated us and she spent her whole teens and 20s dating the white man, and the white man did not pick her. They did not marry her. The white man, basically, she gave them access to use her body and enjoy her. Now she comes in her 30s to us. Now, we ask a few questions, and you come with a posh accent. You speak about I went to Kensington. You speak about all
No,
of this.
because you asked me.
No,
That's
no, no,
not. It's not
no,
relevant.
no. You're missing what I'm trying to say to you. This is what they. This is not about me. This is what you're giving to them. And then even some of the things you say, you know, they'll say, "Oh, I'm different from the types of girls." What you do is you give that. You know what. I tried to be with white guys, whatever, but they didn't want me. So you know what? Because I'm black, I'm gonna come back to my people. And then when you come back with this attitude, I'm not being rude, but you come back with a stench of white man across you. There's certain white men that once a white woman's been with black men, they just will not deal with her. And when they deal with her, they try because they want to, but because when they're around her, they just feel that energy of man them road, and they just don't want it. And basically, it's the equivalent with you. So now you decided you want to date black, right? Cool. But at some point, you didn't want black. So the man them are gonna look at this. They'll be like, "Wait, hold on."
That wasn't it. It wasn't that I didn't want. And plus,
well, you could have picked it.
No. Hang on. No, let me just be really clear, because I don't want my narrative to be filled with inaccuracies. Yeah.
But you said it's not me.
No. I'm clearing up some things. So the last guy I was in a relationship with that you wouldn't classify as black, I didn't have no issue with him. He was never rude to me. He was never disrespectful. The issue that I had is that on certain aspects, we were not in alignment. He didn't mistreat me. He didn't whatever. I could have settled down with him. I chose not to. I'm not crying, oh, boo-hoo, ha, ha, ha. That was the decision I took.
Why?
Because, like I said, there were certain aspects of the relationship that I was not being fulfilled in.
Sex.
At the
yes.
Some of
and
it.
You know what?
Some of it.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah. And this is the problem. And this is why high body counts or sleeping with multiple people is no good for you. It's no good for you. It's no good for you, because let me tell you something. Comparison is a thief of joy. This is what's happened. Like, how would you know what bad sex was like unless you had too much good sex? How would you know unless you had different sizes? What's happened is women you're in your mid-30s now. I don't know when you were first sexually active. Like I said, if I give you from the age of 20, I'm being kind again. That is 15 years of sexual activity, right? 15 years of sleeping, whatever you want to do, certain man doing certain things, right? And now when you get with someone who is not the same size, who's sexually not the same, whatever, he is a nice guy. He's got the other qualities, but for some reason now you won't be, and you put it down to something as carnal as sex. Let me tell you something.
No, but
hold on. Most of you women are shit in bed. You're not as good as you think. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're not. You think you are, but you're not.
I don't think anything.
No. This is not about you. This is going through you.
It's generally.
Most women think they're good, but you're not as good as you think. But guess what? Us men, we allow that because there's something called love and relate. When you like someone, in actual fact, when you like someone, you will learn their body and you learn to do certain different things. Like, yeah. Now, if you exchange that thing, pure thing, and you go back outside, yeah, you're trying to build a bed. No man will ever have every single thing. And sex has become something for women where they'll be like, oh, you need to have a good sex life. I mean, yes, you do. But ultimately, your life can't be built upon sex because
absolutely not.
But for women, it's become such a big thing, and that's because you're slept with too many men. Because now the reason you're not happy is because you're thinking about the guy that had you screaming, had you doing this, had you moving from the roof, and you're like, oh, and when you speak, no, it's funny because it's true. I get it. But the guy that comes after now, he's now what? He's chasing a ghost. And that guy left you. Or that guy didn't want you or you didn't want him. But the guy that actually wants you, what you doing? You don't want to be with him because what? He doesn't.
No, but can I just say something? First of all, like relationships are not linear anyway. There will be ups and downs. And I will have to say, there were many conversations I had with that individual. And I said, oh, could you try and do this? Could you try and do that? I didn't just, all of a sudden, that's it. It wasn't like that. I had conversations. And there was other things also he was doing, not to do with sex, that was a bit problematic, but I would always have conversations with them saying, oh, I don't particularly like this. Oh, can we change this? Or what is it that you even want to change about me? It wasn't just all one-sided. Do you know what I mean? So yes, some people might think, oh, I made a mistake and I let that person go and they're going to find someone else. And that's one of those things. I'm not crying over spilt milk. I'm being quite open and saying that is what that situation was. But it wasn't just like, oh, well, he's not doing this, I'm not dealing with him anymore. It wasn't like that at all. So,
and this is the thing, right? Hold on, I want to read this. Sis, don't let this dimwit speak to you in this manner. And this is the thing. I want to read it out because I want to read it out because that's what women. And this is what we deal with. Don't let this dimwit first of all, I'm not a dimwit, and I'm not speaking to him in any given way. Like, you know what? Let me do what the rest of the men have done to you up until this point. You're gonna be 40 years old, and you're gonna be in the same scenario. You're going to be
hopefully not. Hopefully not. I'm not putting it out.
How you're saying hopefully not, but even when someone now is telling you the things that you need to do in order for that not to be the case, you have your friends calling me a dimwit or someone.
I don't know who this is.
When I say your friends, I mean like.
I know. She's a lady. Yeah, I get it. But look. Listen. I respect your point of view. You're a man. You know what men want and what they're looking for. I'm not here to bash. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying about my experience. And at the end of the day, look, when I was going to school, when I was going to uni, I was not in an environment where there was a lot of black guys. And
what uni did you go to?
I'm not putting my uni on blast like that.
You know what? It's going to be better because I know there's better black people there.
Listen. The point I'm making is
Cambridge. Don't lie. Like, I went to Eton. That's a man's school. That's a boys' school
anyway. Exactly. But that's a secondary school and a sixth form. But anyway, the point I'm making is, look, we all need to take accountability, including myself. I know where I have gone wrong. Don't get me wrong. And I don't believe it's too late for me. Like, I have people showing interest, but I say no because I'm being very cautious about.
The reason you said no is because none of those guys are viable options. Because if any one of them was, you would say yes. So it's telling me that I have people. Because let's be honest. Okay. Come on. Telling me that I have viable options, but you don't want to pick those options lets me know they're not viable options.
No, but it's not. No, but it's not just that. It's not just that. Look, I'm a firm believer. Look, there is no point in going into a situation and you're not at your full optimum or as best as you can be, as far as I'm concerned, because you're already going to fail without even starting. That's the way I look at it. Second of all, look, I had a little situation that was very extenuating circumstances that I'm still trying to work through. I've had guys who've come up in suits, tried to speak to me. Then you get the other spectrum of people who, you know, really and truly don't even waste my time. But it's really hard. It's really hard nowadays to decipher who is decent and who is not. Just because someone is dressing. What?
Pick the guys in the suits.
Pick the guys in the suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's also about your demeanor. Like, you talk about energy. So if I'm talking to you and I'm asking you certain questions and I just feel like you're blowing a lot of hot air, then why am I going to waste my time giving you?
Have you thought maybe it's your energy? You don't. You keep talking about wasting your time. You're 35 years old. You've already wasted your time. You have no more time left. I'm being honest with you. I told you you're on extra time. I think we're on the 86th minute now of the football game. Like, I'm being honest with you. Like, when you come to us men, we hear your energy. We're like, this girl thinks she's still got leverage. Let me just go get a 25-year-old woman to show her what I'm about to do right now. Like, you don't have the same leverage you do. So when you come to men now, you need to be exhibiting extreme femininity.
Yeah, but that's why I talk to people. If people approach me, I'm like, hi, yeah, I'm very friendly. I'm very conscious also as a black woman, how I can come across, because obviously that can be misconstrued, your body language and all the rest of it. So I'm very well aware of that. So that's why I don't come on no tip of, oh, why are you talking to me? Why are you chatting to me? I'm not like that. If I don't like you, I would simply say, no, thank you. Have a good day. Enjoy your evening. That is exactly what I say to people if I'm not interested. Do you know what I mean? That is how I approach things. I don't conduct myself like a lot of these young ladies out here conduct themselves, in terms of there's no need to be nasty to people. If you're not interested, you're not interested. Leave it as that. I know, obviously, with age, you don't have as much leverage. Don't get me wrong. I don't dispute what you're saying. But at the same time, I'm not going to give up. I believe that my person is out there.
Listen, girl, listen. I am not telling you to give up, but actual fact, I'm telling you, you need to hit the ground running. I'm not telling you to give up. I'm saying to you, you need to hit the ground running. But if you've gotten to this stage, if you've gotten to this so far, and you need to change. Whatever you've been doing has not been working. It has been proven. You have 35 years of proving it does not work. You
I
have
didn't
50.
say my age, but anyway.
Listen, you gave me mid-30s. I'm giving you whatever. Either way, if I'm off 2 years, if I'm off a year, you've had 10. If I take it down to 16 years old and where you are now, you still had 15. If at 18, we're dealing with semantics right now. A year or two, what difference does it make? What difference does it really make? What it really comes down to is whatever you've been doing so far, it has not been working, and it's time for you to do something different. So you might need to chat to that guy in the gym. You might need to. Because what I've discovered with a lot of you women, your husband is in your friend zone. Your husband, I know what your husband. Stop. She's laughing. Hey, man them.
Nah, hold on. No.
Wait, hold on. No, the reason why I'm saying it, man, she's laughing because she doesn't understand her husband is in a friend zone. There's that, and you know who he is too. You just see like, not him. You're like, nah, not it. Because essentially, there's always been good men around you, and women friend zone these good men. And you friend zone them for these other guys, which you know they've got the red flags, but they make your fanny flutter, as they say. They make you feel good, but you know long term what they bring, right? At some point, you need to start picking what makes sense versus what you like.
Absolutely pick what makes sense. I want to like people that like me. I'm not trying to. I'm not. Listen, I'm not
like someone like you.
No, but some, a lot of girls like what I'm saying. They like the stereotype of, they like the aesthetic of what a certain thing is, and I'm not chasing that. I'm too old for that, and I'm not even trying to chase that. I just want someone who is sensible and decent and has a good heart, and that's it. Now, I'm not saying they have to have a 6-pack or an 8-pack or anything, but they have to kind of look after themselves. And also, when you first meet someone, you're looking at them, you're judging them by what you see initially. So but if you now open your mouth and you're talking a whole load of nonsense, then obviously I'm not interested. So I didn't come this far also to pick anyone and end up in a bad situation either, because that's not funny either. I'm not trying to do
look, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like it comes down to you. It's just like at some point the common denominator here is you. At some point we all have to make accountability for our choices and also for what we do. We all do,
that's
right?
What I said. That's what I said.
Okay, so you need to hit the ground running. Forget. You said you don't want to have a baby with a white guy. That's cool. Now you're back dating black men. Black men are different. We are different. We like our women to be different. You know what I mean? And then we like our women to understand us. And if you haven't been dating black men, you're not gonna understand us. And you need to learn to understand us. And if you do, and you're willing to submit, and submit is not a discuss. Submit does not mean you lose your own mind. Does not mean you're not intelligent. You know what I mean? You went to a good school. No, it does not mean any of it. In actual fact, most of the women that go to the best schools, they know about submission. They know.
I do.
Yeah. So men want to feel femininity. We want to feel feminine energy when we're around you. That's what we want. We want to feel we don't want to feel as if there was anyone else there before us. I know it sounds crazy, right? But we don't. We want to feel like we're the only one.
Absolutely.
And yes, you might be like, oh, but they dated white women and the rest of it. But you have to understand something. Sex is invasive. Yeah. You don't fuck a guy, he fucks you, regardless of what you might like to think. So for a lot of men, we have when the image of sex, you was basically, for a lot of them, and this is when you deal with black men, you have to understand the men that you deal with and how they think. And if you don't think, they'll look at it like, oh, she was messing with them colonizers and that. I've heard the man them say that. So you do, so you might not think it's that deep, but to the men that and then if you start coming with that energy where you feel like, oh, you're slightly better than them or more educated, you know what I mean? We don't like that. It comes off, oh, she's bougie, oh, she's fake, oh, she's a coon, she's a Yeah, do you get me? And the reason I'm saying this is because if you want to date black men, you have to understand us. You know what I mean? And you can win, but you need to come over here and you need to understand the men that you're dating. You have to understand as well. I need to believe in my feminine with these types of men. We don't. So even the reason why a lot of women don't like the way I speak is because masculinity. There's a war on masculinity and a shrinking masculinity. And anytime you have a man that speaks with a tone or speaks with passion, they try to label it as aggression because they want to destroy what it is to be a man. Do you know what I mean? But what you women do is you women need men like us.
But this is the thing. I want, and I've always said this, and I've attracted it to a point. I want someone who is going to be a bit more dominant. I don't want to be leading all the time. I've always made that very, very clear. And anyone that I've been with, you know, I have been the one that has been like, okay, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I want to get your opinion. I value your opinion. Your opinion matters. I want to support you. I want to help you do things. I want you to help me to do things also. So I'm not one of those people like, oh, I don't need a man and all this. That's just a stupid fallacy that people have in their head. Like, that is not what feminism was about in the first place. People take it too far. So I'm in agreement with you, but I need a person who is capable of leading first and foremost. That's it.
Okay, so first thing I need you to do is stop being so stush in the gym. That's what I need you to do. That's what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need you to go and do some squatting in the man's area. I'm gonna need you to go right to the area and take
What? Oh my God! No, I know you're playing anyway.
No, I'm playing. Yeah. I'm not trying to set the man up because there's enough women recording men and it's just like, I'm trying to do my gym and these men are just I'm not trying to do that. But you know, all jokes aside, like, you know, you haven't got here because men have been terrible. You have made bad decisions, but at this point, you're a pivotal moment. You have to make a decision on what you do from God. You know what I mean? And the reason why I speak like this is because if I don't speak like this, you're gonna be like, oh, it's okay. You know, I want you to understand that this conversation, you have to hit the ground running tomorrow. Like, you know, next time you're walking down the road and you see a guy that you like, smile at him. Smile at that guy. If you like it, don't just smile at any random guy. You know what I mean? But if you like the way he looks, smile at him. Maybe even say something. Like, let me tell you something. We live in a world where, with the Me Too era, and you know, men are being called out and recorded when they're trying to go speak to girls and put on social media and being did. Even in the gyms, men are scared to do a lot of the things that they did before, right? So a lot of you women are missing out on men that would normally speak to you, but they're like, you know what, it's too risky.
But you know, the funny thing is, men do speak to me in the gym. Don't get me wrong, but my whole thing is. I mean, I had a guy say to me, "Oh, you look lost," but it's the way he was saying it. Like, he was trying to get my attention. He was trying to speak to me, to engage in a conversation. But my whole thing is, like, I just get worried sometimes because if you're approaching me and for whatever reason I'm not going for it, you're going to approach another girl in there. And how many girls are you going to go through in that gym? That's the issue that I have. If I've met you in the gym, I'm concerned about what you're going to be doing in there going forward. I'm just being honest. Now, everybody goes to the gym, but it's just, it has to go on.
No, let me hold on. I want to quickly bring someone in here. I want to give another opinion, and I really want to help you, and I'm giving my bit, but I think it helps when other men come in and ask and give you. Remember this thing, for anyone that's looking at this thinking we're trying to know, we're not trying, we're generally trying to give you some advice, and I feel like you've come here for a reason, right? So let's give you some value for why you've come here. Shout out to my boy just dropped in, thank you for coming in the chat, please.
Yo, what's going on, guys? What are you saying?
Yeah, thank you, man. So,
it's been a good chat. I've been listening, just taking it all in. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the things I would take away is that, like China said, probably, you know, you probably turned down your perfect guy several times over. It sounds like that anyway, you know. And I was actually going to jump in and talk about the gym thing because I still don't really understand what's putting you off. You know, if a good guy tries to talk to you at the gym, why would you turn him down?
But like I said, you know, there will be other attractive young ladies in the gym that will catch their eye. So how do I know that he's not, talking to a whole bag of women in there? And I've seen how some men move in there. They're chatting to all the girls in there. I'm not trying to be one of the pack. I'm not trying to do that at all. So, it's just one of those things. Men also need to be careful about how they're coming across. If I'm seeing you talking to loads of girls in the gym at any given time, that's a bit suspect to me.
See, so let's say, I don't know how many times you've been approached by guys in the gym, but
Quite a few.
Okay. And out of those guys that try to talk to you in the gym, are majority of them guys that you've seen trying to talk to other girls?
I would say a couple of them, not all of them, not to my knowledge, but maybe I've not been observing enough. Who knows?
Okay, so if you haven't seen the majority of those guys talking to other girls, there's a chance that maybe they're not chatting to every girl. And then also, like, even if they are, I don't really see what the big deal is. I mean, for example, have you ever used dating apps before?
A long time ago, wouldn't do that again. But anyway.
Okay, fair enough. But I feel like
that's a whole different story there, but
it might be a different story. I mean, that might be another thing to talk about. But the point is, I don't really understand what difference it makes. What if he's looking for somebody like you and he's being assertive like men are, particularly black men, and saying, look, wherever I see a girl that I like, I'm going to talk to her. I like this girl. He might say me more than once. I said, you only get one shot at life. If you see the girl you want, go and talk to her. That's the mentality of an assertive man, especially when you hear a lot of women talk about they want a man who's in charge of his own destiny and that takes things in his own hands. Well, exactly, and that's an example of him doing it and being penalized for doing it.
I think one, I've tried to date people from the gym before, and the most recent person I was with, who is no longer with us, I met him at the gym. Okay, so I just have some things surrounding that, and that's to do with me. It's not necessarily him. It's more probably to do with me, if I'm honest. But I don't know. I feel like people go to the gym to be seen anyway. Let's be honest. Like, yes, people go there to work out, but there's especially women, they go there to be seen. I'm just calling it what it is. So.
Yeah, I guess so. It might. I mean, for some people, yeah, and I think it depends on the gym you go to as well. But I think the gym is just an example, because I know the other example was a bus stop, and you seem to have the same kind of attitude towards it.
I was just joking about that. I was just saying I could find any fool at a bus stop if I wanted to.
Any fool? God damn! Why can't a good guy just be going on a bus one day? Why is he got to be a fool?
No. I'm like I said, it's all tongue in cheek. It's not, but I'm just like you say, move with purpose. I'm trying to move with purpose, as I've always tried to do, but even more so now. I don't want anybody just coming into my vicinity. You got to really be careful about the energy that you're letting in. Once it's in, getting rid of it is a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a risk anyway. Trying to get to know someone is a risk, and that's just it. So
you feel like you've got your barrier up a lot at the moment when it comes to meeting somebody new?
Yeah, to a point, because obviously with what happened a few months ago, and also I'll be honest, like, I'm just going to be honest, I love black men. I'm attracted to black men. Even the conversations, generally speaking, for me, I feel that is what is for me, in my opinion. But sometimes I've gotten into disagreements with people, and maybe they're just not mature enough. Maybe they just were not mature enough for me. But you get into certain disputes, and they just want to throw, oh, you think you're better than me because you're more educated than me, or because you came from this type of family, or this and that. And I'm just thinking, hang on a minute. I don't throw people under the bus when I'm upset with you. Why are you trying to do low blows? Isn't that why you were approaching me in the first place? Because I wasn't the average, quote unquote, in your eyes. So come on, let's not do that here. So that's my point. So
yeah, I guess that's, I can understand why something like that would be annoying, but I don't think we can necessarily say that you can kind of just say all black men are going to take that attitude.
Absolutely not. But it's just my experience thus far, which I want to change. I want to change that. But I think also, let's be honest, the black community in this country, they need to do a lot of self-reflecting about how they're trying to develop themselves, as how we're trying to develop ourselves as a people. Because this whole stupid stereotype narrative, a lot of people are trying to live up to it, and it's just silly. And when it gets to a point that you're too old to be acting the way that you're acting, how are you trying to progress with yourself? What are you trying to do to protect your legacy? That is what I'm interested
Can I
in.
ask? Can I ask you your upbringing, like your heritage, please? Like your parents, or your
I'm African Caribbean.
African Caribbean. When you say African Caribbean, like what part of Africa or Caribbean?
Nigeria and Trinidad.
Yeah, which part? Okay, so did you grow up in a traditional Nigerian upbringing?
No, I didn't. I mean, there were certain principles, there were certain customs that I did.
Bro, I didn't even ask you. Did you grow up in a 2-parent home?
Well, my parents were married, but they got divorced. But I'm not gonna get in. Yeah, less.
Just what age? Just what age?
Yeah, I was young.
Do you have siblings?
No, I'm the only child. Nuh-uh.
Okay. What age? What age? What age?
What age? What? Sorry.
What age? What age did they divorce? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's over 3 decades ago now. So anyway.
So then, when you was 3 years old.
Very young age then, yeah.
I thought you're trying to do mental arithmetic.
The problem is, when I ask you something as simple as when was it? You could have told me when I was 3, 4, 5. You don't want to do it. Then you said to me it's over 3 decades ago. But then you said you was mid-30s, so that puts you at 33 to.
All right. Well, okay. So.
See what happens when you don't want to answer questions. You end up
okay. So I was about 4.5. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So,
Did you have a relationship? Did you have a relationship with your dad as you grew up?
Not particularly, for different reasons.
That's
different reasons. But I will say this, and my situation was unique in the sense of my mum was very well educated, had a very solid career, and tried to give me the best upbringing that she possibly could do, and I had some decent influences as well. So I don't think she did a bad job, to be honest with you. So I understand about the whole single parent household, but I just need to be really clear. So
can I ask a question though, just on that one? So I get obviously that you've had a good upbringing and your mum's done really well.
Relatively speaking, yeah.
Well, no situation is ever perfect, but it sounds like you've had a good upbringing. But just on the subject of your, the sort of, the family unit, did you have like a stepfather or any kind of prominent male figure as part of your upbringing?
I've had uncles and things like that, but I think from what I understand, my mum wanted me to be the priority. She dated people and things like that, but felt like bringing somebody in from outside, it's not an easy task. It's not easy. You can't just let any Tom, Dick and Harry into your household. You've got to be really careful, especially if you've got a young daughter that you're trying to raise. So there's different factors, but yeah, ultimately my dad wasn't around like that, and that's just the way that was. So
yeah, I know you can't help the situation that you're born into or your upbringing, right? And parents do the best they can. But I think, we're talking about issues in the community and stuff like that. Do you feel that, for example, not having a prominent male figure in your upbringing has had an impact on your own interactions with men as an adult and your own sort of success in relationships?
I'm going to be honest. Of course, there will be some deficiencies. You can't run away from that. If your dad is not in the house, the dad's not in the house. But at the same time, you got to look at that person. Are they going to be a positive role model if they were involved anyway? If they're not, it's not going to be any more helpful. That's the way I look at it also. I did have other influences, other male figures that I could go to ask for advice and things like that. But obviously there will be deficiencies if the dad is not in the household. No one can lie about that.
Yeah, exactly. And look, like I said, I'm asking these questions for a reason, but we're not criticizing anybody here, right? So situations are what they are. But I think in terms of when you're, obviously I didn't pick up this conversation from the beginning, but when you're looking at, okay, you're at a stage where you want to try and settle down, and maybe clearly the relationships up to this point have not been successful, which is why you're not there. Sometimes you got to kind of look back in order and sort of look at what's happened in the past before you can kind of figure out your moves for, going forward, right? So, I don't know if you've looked much into what impact that's had. Does that impact the interactions you have with men? Has that developed maybe a situation where you're not good at choosing your own partner? Maybe you're choosing certain behavioral patterns in guys, or what I noticed with some women who haven't had a good relationship with, because some women have grown up with a father, but a bad father, right? Or a father that's had a bad relationship with their mum. So
As I
sometimes
said, yeah.
or if somebody's present, but they're not good. And for that reason, they can't bond with men correctly. They don't trust men correctly. There are all sorts of issues that come off the back of that. But I definitely, in some cases, it can be worth doing some reflection on that side of things.
Absolutely. I mean, I have made some good choices, but obviously with that one good choice that I can think of, I felt that there were certain things that were lacking, rightly or wrongly. I tried to remedy the situation. Clearly, things were not changing, and I put an end to it. I'm not saying that was the right thing to do. That was the decision that I took at the time, and I was still in contact with him for a very long time. We would still be on good terms. Apparently, he even thought I would come back to him. He only expressed that to me much later on. And, and that's not what's happened. So, I mean, it's not been all bad, compared to, I don't want to compare myself, but if compared to other people that I've seen and things like that, but it can definitely be a lot better. And that's what I'm striving for at the end of the day. So.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Try?
No, like, I just, I don't know, man. I just think, I get it. The problem with dating older women is that you just know too much. You just know too much, and can
I just say my partner before was 8 years older than me? Can I just say that, by the way?
No, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. And he was dating, and he, like I said, he was 8 years older, but he's still dating. See, 8 years older, so he's dating a younger woman, so he still validates what I say. So you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, but I'm not.
So
I don't want to say I'm out of the game yet, but I need to hurry up. I do need to hurry up, though. I do accept that.
The thing about this out of the game talk, not one of us has said that you're out of the game. No one has said you're out of the game. Like, why would I say you're out of the game? I don't genuinely believe you're out of the game. But what happens is if you don't change, yeah, because you have to be malleable. You have to be malleable, and you don't seem quite malleable. And I've dealt with women like you before. You say the right things, you seem quite reflective. You want to try, like genuinely, you want it, but wanting it is not enough. Like, it's not enough to want it, because everybody wants to win the lottery. I don't even ask, do you play? No, I'll say how you want to win.
Hang on, I have been putting in.
No, hold on a second. We spoke about a lot of scenarios, and everything that we spoke about got shut down from you. Then we had to do some explaining. We had to say, well, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? When you are open, when you are malleable, you don't answer questions like that. You have to. Let me tell you about femininity. Let me tell you about femininity, but let me tell you about what we like about femininity. I'm not going to tell you how to be feminine. No, but I'll say us men, when we feel feminine energy, you can get anything from a man. You have to understand what this is. You do not get what you want by trying to be a boss, by trying to be like. None of that. You get everything that you want by giving a man everything he wants. It's always been that way. Like, you have to give a man everything he wants. And earlier when I was like, oh, happy wife, happy life, and the guys were trying to get onto me, and they were like, no, they were like, what's it? Happy spouse, happy house, yeah. And what I was trying to essentially get at is like, yes. You get happy wife, happy life after you give happy spouse, happy house, right? And then once you don't understand what men will do. You have to understand, men are the biggest simps for the women that show that they've earned their role. Do you understand? Men will give you everything, and it's not about monetary value. I'm talking about real dedication. When a man sees a woman that he wants to be with, and he's like he wants to do everything for you. He wants to spend money. He wants to do all these things for you. But in order for you to get to that stage, you need to make us feel like we're the only one. Like you need to, like, when you look at us, when other men see you out with me, they look at how you look at me, and then that tells us everything we need.
Can I just say something about that? That is what I've been practicing in the last couple of relationships that I've been in. That is what I've been. No. Don't start. You're trying to be slick in it. But what I'm saying is that is what I've been practicing. When I'm with someone, I don't entertain anybody. Like a guy could come and speak to me, and I have a boyfriend. I'm going straight forward. I am not even looking to the left or to the right of me. I am not interested. I am so loyal. I have been so loyal. And I feel like I have been loyal probably to the wrong people. And that is the difference. So a guy can't come and have access to me. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. Even male friends that I may have, they can't have access to me like that, because I'll explain to them, look, I'm with someone and this is how it is. I don't play those kind of
How many male friends
games.
do you have? Because how many male friends do you have?
How many male friends do I don't really have that many anymore, like, because I
Why
just
is that?
don't.
Tell me. Why is
No,
that?
because no, because do you know what?
No,
Okay, do you know
why?
what? Do you know what? You
Which
see, with
one tried it? Which one tried it? Tell me.
I don't believe women should have too many male friends. I actually
Why
don't
is
really
that? Tell me
believe in
why is
it.
that? Why?
Because because
Why?
somebody's itching something.
What?
Somebody.
No.
So
Just
what I'm saying is there will always be a party that is interested.
why? Why
However,
is that?
it's just I believe men and women can be friends. Like, okay, for example, I have a friend. He's
Yeah.
like my brother. I've
Yeah.
never looked at him like that. I grew up with him. This is playground stuff. I would never look at him like that. He doesn't look at me like that at all. There is nothing in that. Other male friends that I've had, I can't say the same. I
That's
may not
because
like them. I may not
that's
like
because men and women can't be friends. It's based
no,
upon.
I go on. Sorry.
So no, it's fine. I just wanted you to say it because I've said this. I literally got a clip on. I literally did my show on it the other day. I've got a clip that's going viral now, and it's literally me explaining this concept. And when women are truly honest, they will admit to it, and they will talk about an experience that they've had, or they'll share it. But when women want to pretend, they will do this. And this is one of those things that all of us men know. This is why we don't want men around our women, because these men are not your friends. They're male orbiters. And most of the time, they're only in positions that you put them
They're
in
waiting. Yeah.
because a lot of the time they like you. Maybe you met them, you didn't like them, so you just friends on them. So they just took the friendship role because that's all they could take. They were never truly friends. They just accepted the role that you gave them, right?
Absolutely.
And us as men, we recognize this and we know this. And some of us have also been those guys where you chat to a girl, nothing really happens, so she friends on you. You're cool, it's cool, but you know that she ain't really your friend. And if she ever
Takes one to know one, yeah.
if she ever gave you a window of opportunity, you will be smashing her back doors in left, right, and center. Do you get me? If she breaks up with her boyfriend, you're never trying to, you're trying to, what he did that. Nah, you know what I mean? So.
Or sometimes I think they do that where they put the guy in a friend zone for maybe later, innit? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I mean, look, I
She goes,
I can say hand on heart, I've got one male friend who is a genuine male friend, and that's it. Period. The rest of them, from my experience, later on they'll say, "Oh, I've always liked you, but you've always been in relationships with other people. This, that. Oh, why are you taking that bad treatment from him? I wouldn't treat you in that way. You deserve better than all this talk. So I understand. Let's not live in a dream world that there are a lot of guys who are opportunistic. They're waiting for you to come crying on their shoulder and make their move. I'm not stupid. This is why I only have one legitimate male friend. Other people are just people that I know. They're associates. They're not my friend.
Well, do you think it's even healthy to keep those guys around when you're trying to, or have those type of
I don't
friendships?
have them around. I don't have them around no more. I don't talk to any of them anymore. They're gone. Bye. They're gone.
I don't think that's healthy. And the thing is, certain guys, they may have happened in the past, or they've come across you and seen that you've been having these.
That's a red flag. That's a major red flag.
And what some guys will do, I don't know if you know this already, but what guys will do, they'll meet you and they'll immediately think, when they first meet you, they're just sizing you up. They're not saying nothing, but they're already just thinking about what category you go into. And if they see certain red flags that don't look good for a wifey prospect, that's off the table. But the thing about it is, if they think they can still smash, they'll still carry on. They might even say the right things if they're that unscrupulous. Get what they want to get for as long as they can get it, as long as they want it, and bounce. That's how a lot of women end up in things like situationships and running up their body count.
But to be honest, I'll be honest with you. I don't have. I know people. Obviously, we all know people of the opposite sex, but they are not people in my phone book. I don't call them. We're not friends. If I see them out, I might say hi and that's it. But we are not friends. I'm not interested in that. And any guy that I've been with anyway, I don't even talk to any of these guys. I don't talk to any of these guys. And going forward, I'm not going to be talking to them because I don't talk to them anyway. It's time to not do that. Men and women, there are exceptions that men and women can be friends, but I think you're treading on very, very shaky ground. I wouldn't advise it.
Most man can just listen. If you ever meet that friend, he'll look him in the eye 1 second.
So can I ask you a question? So I like this question that Doug put. So can you comfortably? So do you need a man? If I ask you, do you need a man? Do you need a man?
I would. Do I need a man? Yeah, for some things, yeah, I do. For some things, I do. Yeah.
Yes or no? Do you need a man?
Yes.
There was a comment that I wanted to read out, but I can't have to find it. I think it's Jad. It's Liam. He said this woman doesn't come across as passionate about finding a man. She comes across raising her standards as she's gotten older and basically prices herself out of the market, unfortunately. What do you guys think of that comment?
Well, he's entitled to... Go on.
Basically, my thing for you is I don't know, like I get what you're saying, because my whole thing in this conversation is to figure out what you want and to get you to say, I want a man, I want to get married, I want kids, or I want this or whatever. I need to get it within this time frame. I dated some wrong guys before, I made some mistakes, and you know what? I'm willing to show a man that I'm willing to get on this program, and you know, like I'll be a good addition to him, and I'll be a good mother, I'll be a good helpmate, I'll support him, like, you know, I'm willing to work. You know what I mean? I don't need a man to provide for me, but if a man was willing to do whatever, I would stay at home. Like, this is what men want to hear. This is what you should lead with. When you go out here as well, like even after the friend thing, what you said is like, we look at things and you don't realize we look at things. No man wants to come around a woman with multiple orbiters, or like, and we're all just like you're assessing things when you meet a guy. We're all assessing things as well, and we tend to assess those things a lot more harshly, and they'll be a lot more detrimental. And you got to remember, men have been sensitive. Most men have been raised by women. Well, women. A lot of men have been raised by single mothers as well, and they are more likely to want to. They don't want to upset women. They don't want to upset your feelings, right? So they'll just lie, or they won't tell you the truth, or they'll go to, because most men are not going to tell women the truth, because we don't really like hurting women's feelings. That's the truth of the matter. Like, most men don't want to hurt women's feelings. Even when you see women coming at me, I still don't really come at them, because I don't think that's what I should be.
Well, as a man anyway, coming at a woman doesn't make any sense, because doesn't even make any sense. You're not on. This is not an equilibrium. You're a man, I'm a woman. It's not the same thing.
I know. I get that. I get that. But the problem is when women then, yes, if I was to initiate, yes, of course. But what do I do when I have a woman that is exceeding masculine energy right now, and actually trying to challenge me, and she's using rude. For women, aggression starts with words, right? And a lot of women, they don't realize that being rude and verbal is aggression, and especially when you deal with black women as well. I have to say this: when a black woman cusses you out, it hits your. It's not the same like somewhat. Come on. When a black woman,
but can I? But the only
hold on. Let me tell you something. When are we gonna be real? Let's all be real. If a black woman cusses you, that is different. You don't. Any other race can say anything to me, I won't even feel it. Do you know why? Because you guys know how to hit the soul. You know exactly what to say. You know, we're the same. So when you do certain things, you know exactly what you're going and doing. And these are some of the things that us man say we don't have to deal with. Sorry, go on. What you said?
No, all I'm trying to say is when a woman shouldn't be trying to be belittling a man in any way. I mean, and also, when you're using words, it takes things to a whole nother level. Men react to things differently to women, so women also need to be very cautious about the things that they're saying. That doesn't mean a girl should get hit or anything like that. I'm not suggesting that, but you see, I don't really like it when I see women trying to, get one up on a man and things like that. But as a man, if you see that's happening and that person is taking you out of your character, then you need to walk away from it, because it's not a fair fight anyway. So it's pointless going back and forth. Let her do what she's doing. If she wants to look silly on camera, that's up to her.
Yeah. But at the same time, I just don't like being on the end of it, because at the end of the day is, you know, when you match energies, then they start telling you, oh,
Well, they can't match your energy. That's just stupid anyway.
it's clear,
And
it's quite clear they can't. No one has
it's
matched my
stupid.
energy yet. They
Yeah,
just
but
go
no
by-
woman, but what I'm saying, no woman should be even trying to do that. Stay in your lane.
Tell
Stay
them.
in your lane.
Sister, tell them. Sister, tell them, stay in their lane.
Stay in the
sister.
lane. But at the same time, I don't like it if I'm talking to a man and I'm not using profanity, I'm not raising my voice, and you're shouting. I'm not listening anymore. So there's that as well. So people need to be just a bit more conscientious about how they're coming across. But I mean, a woman needs to understand, trying to get one up on a man, you're wasting your time. Don't do that, because you're not ready for the smoke that it comes with. Don't do it. Stay in your lane. You're a woman and behave like a lady.
Listen to her. See what she said. She said, stay in your lane. Stop trying to come with the smoke, like with the man them. Especially with my name is trying to the man them's voice. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win.
Good. I just want to say, first off, I like the fact that she said that she needs a man and she's not afraid to say it, because a lot of women, like, one of the most unattractive things that you can hear from a woman is, I don't need a man, I want one.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's the worst. Because here's the thing. Saying that every major thing I've accomplished, I've said that I've needed. You know, I have a bachelor's degree, master's degree, I make six figures. When I was trying to get to those things, I said I needed it. You need oxygen. If you don't have oxygen, every action will be to get oxygen. If you're hungry, you need food. You will do whatever you can to get it. If you decided that you want to be married, you should say that you need a man, because your actions will go. You'll navigate life like you're trying to find that thing. Unfortunately, a lot of women think that saying that they need a man is like a weakness or a possession.
I mean, I pray on it every day anyway, that you know, that I meet the right person, that I feel like every day I'm coming closer and closer to that person.
Faith that works is what?
Dead. Yep.
Faith, I mean, and what do they say? The man that finds a wife finds what?
He who findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
And wins favor in the Lord. See?
Yep.
And what that states is, he who finds a wife, yeah, it means that you was a wife when we found you already. See, a lot of women don't understand them. Men are looking for wives, yeah. So you're already a wife. We don't make you a wife when we no. You was a wife when I found you.
And
absolutely,
it's true, though, isn't it?
And wait, on top of that,
once they get the guy right, but they don't realize that the guy wants you to already be a wife in your mindset and your personality, and he will identify it very quickly.
And also,
this kind of mindset, people have this. I know, bro. People got this idea where they think men don't want relationships, but actually, you put a wifey in front of most single man, should be gone immediately off the market so quick, because that's actually what most of us want. And the things that everyone's got their own different preferences, but most of us, we're not that hard to please. Most of the things that we're looking for.
But you say that, and I don't disagree with you. But at the same time, I'm just saying, it's not targeted at anyone in particularly. I'm just saying men are visual. I understand that, and that is the point. There is so much temptation. Sometimes it looks like you can't stay in one place for too long. And biologically, I'm not trying to be funny. Men are built differently. They're not built like women. They're not at all. So I understand men have certain urges that women will never understand. Yeah, but at the same time,
relevant to what I'm saying about that?
Because when you're saying about, if they see a person that is already a ready-made wife, but do you know how to handle that person? Are you going to mess it up? If you see something that you think maybe that might look a bit better, or you may think the grass is greener somewhere else, are you going to
Here's the thing. You're just talking. Visual gets you in the door.
It doesn't keep you. No.
Yeah. So as a woman, if you find a guy, you become an indispensable part of his life. Because here's the thing: only a small amount of men find jumping from bed to bed a good long-term thing to do. Most guys, especially guys who are trying to achieve or have achieved, you get tired of being out there, man. You get tired of it. If it's the looks will get you in the door. If you keep him, you give him sex, a good amount of the time, and meet his needs, most guys aren't going anywhere. But
a good amount of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some video with some
Oh,
pastor
listen.
that's talking about that lately. I swear that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Some guys are not ready. They don't have the stamina for that. But yeah, I hear you.
But think about
I'm
it.
gonna be real, guys. I'm gonna be real. Most guys don't have the summer. You know why? Because they act like us men are high. It's not us, it's you women. You women are
women
the
got the
ones
highest
that
sex
it's not
drive.
us.
Yep. Now they do. Now they do. Yep.
You open up a can of worms you wasn't even ready for a certain time.
Yep.
But I
just real quick, because the
Right.
reality is, once again, if we're talking about competitive, successful men who have to go earn their money for a living, those guys, they are tired. And this whole,
Time, I know.
yeah. So instead of the women asking, well, is he gonna go somewhere else? You should be asking yourself. If I meet a guy who makes $150,000 a year, who has to work to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, am I okay with only hopping on top of him and doing all the work 3 days a week? You ask yourself that.
But I think also some women also, I'll be honest, some women also, like, I don't disagree with what China said to me in the beginning. Some girls, some girls are too gassed. They believe in their own hype too much. They think, oh yeah, he can't get anyone better than me. I do what I need to do when it's required. And I'm just like, it's not like that. You can't just lay there and just think, yeah, that's it. It's not like that. So I do agree with you as well. So some women, they need to be a bit more realistic.
But even that, and plus what you said, when you were asking a question about a man basically being faithful, right? It really goes to show that a lot of women don't understand what men want from a long-term relationship. So the girls that sit there and know all that and think, oh, well, he's not going to go anywhere else because he's got me. Probably she's based that on her aesthetics, right? And the fact she probably gets a lot of attention from guys, and then but realistically, yes, guys are visual, and Doug, you're right that we, looks get you through the door. But in terms of what keeps us, it's the number 2 thing after looks is character. A woman with a good character, who's a nice person, who's pleasant to be around, who's loyal, who's positive, who's not argumentative, who's not problematic. That honestly, it's like it's worth.
Can I just say, you said something about problematic. You're saying that men don't want someone that is problematic.
No, we don't.
So what? No, hang on.
No, go ahead.
So my whole thing is, if you don't want someone that is problematic, why are you picking problematic people?
For sex, but not for relationships, though.
No, because I'm here. Listen, I'm not being funny. In the past, people have tried to say, oh yeah, I was dating this girl and she had kids, and I said, hang on a minute. First of all, I don't know why we're talking about ex-partners. That's number one. Number two, don't compare me to someone that has had children with multiple people. And then you're talking about, oh, you don't want drama, you don't want someone that is combative, you don't want. Listen, that is a problem in itself. Those are not your children. Get it into your head.
There's so many things to unpick there. First of all, they said dating. They didn't say relationship or marriage.
I'm picking.
People use dating and relationships interchangeably. They use that word.
Well, they're not the kind of people that you should be interacting with. If you
and I won't. And that's what I'm saying. Going forward, I won't.
You mentioned that, yeah, but this is what I'm trying to say. Guys who are serious, who are high achievers, like Doug's saying, who've got life figured out, they move differently. They don't get. I would never get involved with someone like that who's got multiple baby mothers or multiple kids, and stuff like that. No way. You know what I'm saying? No way. I wouldn't. I've not worked as hard to achieve everything I have.
To throw it down the toilet.
No, why would I do that? And I don't know. I mean, based on everything you've mentioned, it sounds like you got standards and you're looking for a serious guy. Yeah, in terms of that type of man, he does not want a problematic partner. It's nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense. Trust me when I tell you this.
I'm going to bring up an example as to what problematic means. Okay. Now, picture this: the woman up top. You and I have to get to the airport in 30 minutes. We're driving in the car. I'm driving. You're in the passenger seat. Both of our phones are dead, and we're lost. But we have 30 minutes to get to the airport. We get to a T intersection. There's left and right. And I say, honey, we're going to make a left turn. Let's go. What do you say?
Okay, if you think that's the quickest route, okay, fine.
See, that's unproblematic. Problematic woman would say, pull the car over, Doug MPA, pull the car over. Explain to me why you want to make this left turn. We're not moving.
Then we're gonna miss the
We are
flight.
not moving. Yeah, we are not moving this car until you explain to me why you want to make a left turn. Did you consider my feelings before you wanted to make that left turn? How's that supposed to make me feel as a woman? We're supposed to be partners. Blah 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 blah. And then 28 minutes later, we've missed our flight. That's being
saying,
problematic. There are, if you guys have ever taken economics, there's inelastic goods and elastic goods. Elastic goods are like, iPhones. If an iPhone gets too expensive, you won't buy it. Inelastic goods are like petrol, gas. No matter how much gas costs, you're gonna buy it because you need to be able to drive. Yeah. There are inelastic roles that a man brings to a relationship and inelastic roles that a female does. Okay, there are things just as a man that he's gonna do, and you have to be able to have that man be able to earn his way with you, to be able to have him act in a way where you just assume he's acting in the best interest of yours and his relationship. If you're ever with a guy and you don't see him getting to that point where if he says, honey, I'm making a left turn, you can't just say, let's go. You need to find a different guy. But problematic women are the ones who will question every input a man brings into her life. Every role he can play, she has to question it and has to have him justify it. That's problematic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But can I just say? But then, if you see there's an not talking about the example that you gave about the airport, but if there's a decision that needs to be made, but you can see obvious, areas of concern, it would be wrong of me as their wife or their fiance to just totally ignore what I've seen that they may have missed. It's a collaborative thing. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Inelastic roles as a man, protection and provision. Mm-hmm. Don't question how a man wants to protect you, because you're never going to have to protect him. That's it. And you will always expect him to protect you. Provision. Let me flip it on the woman's side. Inelastic roles as a woman. Childbirth. Imagine if you and I were having children and imagine if you were giving birth and you were to say, I want to get an epidural, this hurts. And I would say, honey, wait a second, wait. Let's talk about this real quick. While you were in the pain of birth, breastfeeding a child. Imagine if you were to say, hey, Doug MPA, our son, I'm gonna breastfeed him. And I say, no, explain to me why you want to do that. I'd be crazy, right? But women will question the inelastic roles of a man. Mm-hmm. Why? Mm-hmm. That's problematic.
I think it's a generation. Go on. Sorry.
So I was going to say, just honesty, a culture, and I think this is sometimes, an issue, a bigger issue in the Black community. I just think a lot of women, first of all, don't understand men and don't understand what's most valuable to us, and that's why I wanted to sort of focus on this, not being problematic and just being a nice and agreeable person. Doesn't mean you just blindly follow everything a man says, but you got to be a nice person to be around, first of all. And second of all, it helps if you trust in the guy's leadership, which means you've obviously got to make good choices. But I think what we kind of see now is a lot of women thinking actually that being disagreeable is more attractive. It's like, do you remember Pearl said, China, one time, that a lot of women have started to become the men that they want to date. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They've taken on the characteristics of men they want to date, because being assertive, being disagreeable. I remember hearing Jordan Peterson talk about this years ago. These are masculine traits. Like, if you want to get further in your career, remember Jordan Peterson did a big speech about how to be the disagreeable people are more likely to get the promotion and move through their career, being competitive, being assertive, having all of these characteristics that are traditionally masculine. But women have been encouraged, especially Western women, to actually take on these masculine traits, and they actually think it makes them more attractive because, as I say, they think that men want what they want. but
No.
it's a yin and yang type of thing more time.
No.
Not on a conscious level, but on a subconscious level, you
Mm.
know, they'll call themselves boss babe and I make my own money and I know what I want. So
And-
literally, you hear them say,
And I think that's another thing
Yeah.
as well. I think women need to be really careful about these labels that they're giving themselves, all this boss bitch and all these things like that. To me, it's if you want to joke like that with your female friends, that's one thing, but don't let a man catch you saying things like that. I
I will
think
be honest with you, from a man's perspective, when you're looking at a woman as a potential wife or girlfriend, it's repulsive.
it's not nice. It's not nice.
It's
It's not
actually
nice.
repulsive.
Awful.
All those women do is they just look like recreational use only. That's all they look like. And
Oh,
I'm being real because men won't
Oh,
say this.
dear.
It goes back to what China says. Men won't say this, but it's even worse that they won't say it. They'll
Mhm.
just act on it. They'll go on a date with a girl like this. They'll listen to her coming with all this energy, and they won't say a word. If they look like if the date is looking like he can hit, he ain't gonna say nothing. He's gonna hit, and he's gonna keep hitting as long as he can hit. Make some excuses. Oh, I just don't know if I'm ready for a relationship. I don't know if I can take it any further. You know all the usual things.
I
That
want to
guys
ask
say
the
to
young lady a
people going in,
question.
and then he's out.
If you get married, would you
Yeah.
change your last name to your
Yeah.
husband's last name?
When I get married, yeah.
Whoa,
Sorry,
I like that.
Sorry, go on. What was you saying? Would I change my last name?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good.
Absolutely.
Because this kind of leads me into, okay, as you get older as a woman, the older you get, the more effort you have to put into finding a man. Okay, that's the trade-off. So because if you navigate life like a single woman, no one's gonna stop you. I know all these single older women that fill up their schedule with, they're here in America. They have this.
Listen, can I just say something? I am not striving for that. If people want to do that, be my guest. That's their issue. I'm not striving for that. I want a husband. I need a husband. If I want to continue on my legacy, I need a husband. I can't do it alone, and I don't want to do it alone. That's not the idea that we're trying to put out there.
Yeah.
I just think, at the end of the day, if I compare it to my parents' generation, when they're in their 30s or 20s, it's a different thing to when someone is in their 30s and 20s now. It's not the same thing. This is also part of the problem.
You're still being approached, though. That's the thing. So I think
Pardon?
realistically, you're still being approached by what you've.
Yeah, give
described.
yourself credit for that. That's great.
Hey,
I'll thank my parents for that. Yeah. Anyway,
what's your Instagram?
I don't do Instagram. I'm not on socials like that.
She's not on social media too?
No.
That's great.
You got a green flag. Got a green flag.
That's a green flag.
So let's say your husband is watching this right now, and as this stream goes out, your husband, how is he gonna find you? What do you want him to do? How can I help? Like, how can I?
All I can say is I live in London. That's all I can say. I mean, I don't do the whole Instagram thing because
you do. Just make sure when this goes on live later on, you just drop a little comment. We'll pin the comment, and then any guy that want to slide in, they get me the YouTube world. I'll leave that to you guys. If you see her and you wanna, you know what I mean? Because I think everyone looks at the content and they don't actually understand. I'm here to help. I'm literally here to help. I don't get. Last thing I want to see is you know, later on in life, and then you start because women become quite bitter as they get older, and then they start pretending like a lot of women start pretending like they're happy when they're not truly happy, and all it does is just take up one day, look yourself in the mirror, and said, "I'm not happy. I want to change," and that's it. Your life will change the moment you do that. Your life will change because now you've at least been honest with yourself about you not been happy and like, what do I need to do? And that's why I kept on saying, what man do you want? Well, because once you know exactly what it is to do, and you know exactly where to put yourself. You know exactly the types of guys to smile at. You know exactly, like because if you smile at me and I like you, I'll smile back. And if you smile back again, or if you whatever,
I'm coming over to say something.
I'll come and say something. It's done.
Yep.
You've done the work. And all you got to do is just be receptive to me. Then I'm going to speak to you. You're going to tell me what you do.
Yeah, look. But the thing is, I'm actually.
Have you got any kids? You're going to say no kids. You're going to be like, oh,
there you go.
Social media. Mama's getting on one knee right now.
That's what I'm saying. You can win. You can win. But here's one thing, because my twin brothers are about to get married, and what got her to marriage status is I watch UFC fights, right? Okay. And I go to my brother's house, and right when she sees friends coming over and she's in the kitchen and she cooks like a Korean barbecue. She makes pizza from scratch. You know how good that makes my brother look? Because there'll be 4 or 5 guys over and she'll just make a whole spread of food,
Yeah.
home cooked food. She does this type of stuff all the time. Whenever she goes to someone's house, she has hands full of food, baked stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like she anticipates those type of parts in my brother's life where it gives him status. People know, look, if we're gonna watch a fight, we're gonna watch it over my brother's house because his fiance is gonna cook it up. That's what's gonna keep a man. One last thing.
Absolutely, but you see, this is the thing. I can do all those things, but I guess my question would be, if you're in a relationship with someone, they're just your boyfriend. When do you know? I don't want to be doing too much, and
You got to do it right away.
You gotta do it
Right
right
away.
Well, okay,
Because
so that's what I wanted to
At
ask
this
you. And I've
age-
always done that, and go on.
At this age, guys who are serious are gonna sweep you up real quick.
All right,
They
okay,
are.
cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Because you shouldn't entertain a man who isn't willing to be able to protect and provision for you up front.
Anyway,
So
period.
as
Agreed.
you get
Yeah,
older, he's gonna have to show his cards up front. But unlike younger women, older women are gonna have to show their cards up front too. Because look, you know, I'm 42 years old. I'm tired of being out here, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And a lot of us accomplished older guys, we just want to find someone. But the worst thing you can do is try to play games. You play games and we're out.
No. We're not into. We're too old to be playing the games. Let's get to the point. Let's not play
Yeah,
around.
no, a lot of guys. We talked about this the other day, Chad, didn't we? You know, as soon as a guy makes it, he gets into a pattern. The first thing he's thinking about is he's thinking about is getting that wifey, someone to share it with. It's instinctive.
100%.
They want to fool someone. They want to look after someone. You know
Because-
what I mean?
But don't you feel that there is a problem with the level of maturity of men these days? Like that, I don't know, and I feel like people misrepresent. I feel like people misrepresent themselves all the time. I'm like, how long are you going to keep this facade on for?
Let me tell you what's happened.
I think a lot of women, when they speak like that, they're speaking about the kind of guys that they've interacted
Yeah,
with, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you, yeah, because you were dating Oyibo men for the last how?
What? That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Okay, because you were dating ambiguous men for the last how long?
Racially indiscriminate.
Yeah, racially.
I'm not being funny. I'm not talking about you specifically, but how can black men say this to me when they go out of their way to date other women of other races? And I actually don't mind if you want to date interracially. That's fine. I don't have a problem. Most of my family's mixed. I don't have a problem, but stop calling the
no. But I'm trying to say something. You was doing. What I'm trying to say, you was doing one thing for a certain amount of time, and now you're doing something else. It's going to be different.
Okay.
It's going to be different, and because you're doing this thing is slightly different, there's little things that you're gonna have to understand in the language that you use and how, like, and that's gonna be your biggest problem because it's new, and you have three black men in this room, and we're speaking to you and we're telling you, listen, if you want to date us, there's certain things that we require, and the things that you're doing are. See, I like.
Hey, Chad, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. I was going to say I'm jumping off. I see Winston said he wants to jump in as well, but I've got to shoot, so I'm just going to let you guys all go. But good.
I wanted to say,
good
to see you, buddy. I wanted to say that like I can relate to you because I grew up in a predominantly white area. I went to an all-white elementary school, all white middle school, all white high school, all white college. So when you were talking earlier about what you were saying about relating to black men, it's been the same thing in my experience with black women. I went all through my 20s dating mostly white girls because all the black girls said that I was acting too white. But
damn.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I've dated enough white girls to know that I don't want to spend the rest of my life with a white girl because she can't truly she can sympathize, but she can't empathize with my experience. Now, I gotta say, trying to date black girls from my experience, you do have to kind of switch your brain a little bit, or you can find other people like you. There are other people. There are other blacks who had your same similar
exposure to things,
experience.
upbringing.
But
Yeah.
but I can agree that it is tough because you feel like you're kind of being judged in a certain way just by the way you speak and the way you talk and your interests and stuff. It is difficult. I can relate to you on that, but I'm trying to find a black woman. My ex was West African, so that was kind of my little stopgap. But, so we were together for 5.5 years, but I'm trying to find, I'm American. I'm in America. I'm trying to find an American black woman, but it's just so tough.
Can I just say that? See, this is the thing. You see, in America, I mean, I've been to the States many times. I have family over there.
Okay, wait a minute. Where? What cities?
So
if you say New York, it doesn't count.
No. I'm not talking about New York. I'm not talking about New York. Virginia,
DC
Atlanta,
doesn't count.
Florida.
Okay, there you go. That's good.
But okay. But the point I'm trying to make is the black women in America, they're a different breed on their own.
100%.
A completely different breed. I don't know how anybody deals with it personally. Good luck to you. But what
have I
I'm
been saying?
But what I'm saying is, as a black woman living in the United Kingdom, I'm not actually problematic at all. As long as you're not causing me any problems, you're not giving me more stress in my life, there is no issue. And my motto is, if you're going to add stress, I'm just not going to talk to you again. You're not going to hear from me. That's just the way I see it. So I am not problematic. I'm not confrontational. I don't like arguing with people. I'm not interested. Life is complicated enough. But at the same time, if I'm with somebody, I still want my voice to be heard. I don't want my light to be dimmed. I don't want people to just think I should be seen and not heard. That's not how we're doing things either. So it needs to be balanced.
Okay, just real quick. If you go to a party and there's a table full of men and a table full of women, what table are you going to sit at to have a conversation?
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Because I can't stand that whole be heard thing, because here's the thing, like it's you have to feel like you're being heard, which can be there's so many things that are feelings based, and like it's hard to quantify how that can be satisfied in a relationship. Because once again, like if you're with a guy who's worth something, like you're gonna have to take a couple steps back and be fine with that.
Absolutely.
But like a lot of women who just have to feel that they've been heard or feel like they're equal, it's like that is problematic, especially with a guy who's done the work to provide for you, protect for you, and be that man.
I mean, look, everybody's entitled to have their feelings. Does that mean their feelings are based on fact? Not necessarily, but not necessarily. But at the same time, if we're both adults and we're having a conversation about things, you should want to listen to the other person. That's all I mean. That doesn't mean you don't do what you feel is the right thing to do. It's just having a conversation, taking into consideration somebody else's feelings. That is it, really. It's about respect.
But even just make sure you have a concrete idea as to what that looks like. Because a lot of women, well, I just didn't feel like you heard me. Well, I feel like I did hear you. So now what? Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this is the thing. Men and women communicate differently. And I will say a lot of women think they're amazing communicators, and a lot of them are not. And I'm just going to be honest, but at the same time, when men say, oh, they're keeping it real, she knew what it was. And I'm like, well, did she? Did you actually explicitly say?
That's
do you know what I mean?
With that, if a guy says I'm keeping it real, he's using deliberately vague terms to make things sound. If I say, like, I want to get with myself, as I'm speaking about my little sister, because that's the woman that I like. I have a lot of pride in my little sister. And she's 19. I said that there's 3 things Like, I don't do this engagement thing. There's either you're getting married or not. And I think that there's three things that I always said that there's three things that a man can do to prove that he's going to get married to a woman. Number 3, has he asked for the father's hand in marriage? Because now he's gone to a woman, he's gone to a man and actively asked the man to go into that relationship and vet him. So if a man goes to another man and says, can I have your daughter's hand in marriage? Because the father, if he goes to that means he's definitely serious. And in fact, if you want to know if a man, all ladies have to do is ask one question to know whether a man wants to be in a relationship with her or not. And that is, do you want to meet my family at any time?
So okay, can I just say then, I was in a situation where I met the person's family. I met their whole extended family as well as their immediate family. So as an example, you're saying that if the person wants to introduce you to their family,
your family.
Oh,
I'm gonna jump off.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump off. Ladies, you can win. Just navigate like you need a man, and just know that when men win, everyone wins. When women win, they win for themselves. So let the man win. No, let the man win because you're gonna win along with them. All right, I'll talk to you later.
100%. Yeah.
So, like I said, so there's 3 things. 1, has he asked for your father's hand in marriage? 2, has he actually started paying for the wedding? So has he actually started putting money down? Has he paid for the flowers? Has he paid for your dress? Has he paid for the venue? Has he paid for the alcohol? Has he paid for this? And there's one thing that I consider higher than even paying for the wedding. Has he asked for premarital counseling? Because premarital counseling, that means he's definitely wants to get married, because no man wants to do counseling. Now, there's one thing that you said. You said that all these men date women of other races. So I want to bring out.
Do what you want.
No, stop. So I want to bring down this myth. Do you know how many no's it takes for a man to get a yes? China will tell you. Any guy in your life will tell you how many no's it takes. As you said, a guy's approached you, asked you for your number. Oh, it's creepy.
No, because he was following me. Let's just be clear on that. So
maybe before he saw his wife, he wanted to follow his. Maybe.
Oh, hold on, China. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, by the time a man gets a yes, the race, the money, all of that doesn't matter. Like, I can tell, like, you must have heard stories from men that are saying, like, oh, I don't even want to be in the dating game. Like, because what happens with certain men, like I said this a couple of days ago, is that you be in a great mood, you see a beautiful woman, you go talk to her, and women are actually quite horrible towards men.
I know, and I'm not. I don't agree with that.
I never said you were. I didn't say you were.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say,
I'm just saying I don't agree with women being horrible to men. They shouldn't do that.
No, but that's what they want to do.
That's life.
But what I'm saying to you is, when you say that men date women from other races, it's because we have to we don't get approached. If we don't approach women, we don't get anything. Yeah. So to you, we don't look at a woman and say, oh, we just look at her and say, right, I find her attractive, I'm going to speak to her. I find her attractive, I can speak to her. I'm going to find her attractive, I'm going to speak to her. And then every guy will tell you, 100% of men will tell you, we will have a great conversation with a woman, and then she'll just block you for no reason. And you're like, what? Like, but that's what I'm trying to say. It's not about men are dating women from other races, but what it is about is that the men will look at women, will approach, speak to you, see how things are going, and the race thing is like men don't leave. Secondly, men don't leave. When you talk about all these great guys, I guarantee you left them all, didn't you?
Anyway, yeah, I mean, there's complications, but yeah, I know. Anyway, yeah. Well, not all of them. No. One of them passed. One of them passed away. So that was something that was totally out of anyone's control. And the other one, I left him. The one that was good to me.
So you left.
Yeah.
But the guy's passed away.
He had a small willy.
I didn't say that. Hey, listen. I didn't say that. Oh my gosh.
Yo,
like
China.
Yeah.
But it's like
yo,
Doug
can you hear
said,
me?
Yeah. Go on, you jumped in the chat. You're welcome to the chat, bro.
Nah, let the brother talk. It's cool. Sorry.
So like Doug was just asking senior agreeableness, where he goes, if you have to take a left, you have to take a right. And the guy says, I want to take a left. And you're like, oh, I want my opinion to be taken in. You're refusing to be led. What happens with a lot of women is they allow a man to lead so much that they're like, oh, this woman's like stupid or anything. But in reality, she's actually really smart, because what she's doing is that, you know, if I was to tell you about my best experience with a woman, I went and stayed with one of my friends in America, in Delaware, 65-year-old woman. We met through a Facebook group, stayed with her. Every time I came home, food cooked. Asked me, she learned how to like my tea. And I was with it's her and her husband, and I actually stayed with them. And I said to my guy Bob, I said, Bob, I'm gonna have this tea feel wild for me, because I need to be treated like this on a daily basis, because his wife knew how to treat me.
Bob's wife, you know.
No, but you know she's 65. You know, he knows I'm just joking. You know what I mean? I'm like Bob, I have to take it.
65 now. Bob can keep up.
No, but that's what we're trying to say to you is, like, with men, where I've put in a lot of work, you know, when you have that disagreeableness, I've got employees, right? And you got to remember, employees have got all these needs. They're going to have sickness. They're going to have this. We're going to have that. When I come home from work, I want to just be able for my food to be cooked, the house to be clean. You know, I want to live a stress-free life. In fact, I want my woman to be the thing that I come home to. I want you to be the reason why I smile when I come home. You understand?
So what do you think about this then? Obviously, when you meet a woman, she's working, she's doing her thing, whatever the case be. You now join together. You decide that you want to get married and things, but she still wants to have a career. Maybe she can work from home. A lot of people are working from home now. So why could you not have can you have additional help in the house?
Guys, I don't
you expect her to work and then
guys, I just want to moderate a little bit, because I've been chilling. We just had a guy just jump in, so I just want to see what he's got to say, because everyone else been speaking. Yo, bro, welcome to the chat.
Yeah, you're right, China. You're right. Now, I just wanted to say that I appreciate what you're doing, China. Still, it's good. It's a good move still. And in regards to your female guest, is it Chloe?
Yeah, that's my screen name.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a few questions, China, if that's all right, to your female guest.
No, get them off, go.
Yeah, just quickly. Yeah, I appreciate Chloe that you're being honest, you're expressing yourself, and you're standing up for yourself. That's a good thing. But for me, I just wanted to kind of understand a bit more behind your background, quickly, if that's all right. Yeah. What's your occupation? Sorry.
I'm a HR consultant.
Oh,
okay.
Karen. Oh, Black Karen. Oh,
what? What? Oh my God.
I'm on bounce right now. Don't mind me, Chloe. Don't mind me. Go on.
Okay. So in regards to your occupation, how long have you been doing it for?
Almost 10 years.
Okay, so you're basically used to the idea of independence. You're used to the idea of supporting yourself. You don't really need to have a man support you in your life, and that's why you've got so far in your life in your mid-30s. But in regards to what you desire a man to earn, what would that be? What's the figure that you would realistically like your man?
See, we're going down this rabbit hole. You know what? I've not really thought about it like that. I just do things according to what inflation is. So when people are picking out numbers out of the sky, that's not really realistic. We've got to deal with what is realistic, what is going on. What is real life, what is the average. Do you know what I'm saying? So I mean, as long as
But you said that you want to have a family.
Absolutely.
And a family is not cheap. No, so when it comes to desiring the man that you want, what does he need to average?
Okay, I'll be honest. As long as they can pay for private school fees, then we're talking.
What? Wait, hold on. Stop you for a second. You said as long as they can pay for private school. And I thought you were gonna be like, you know what? As long as you can just contribute, you know, it's a good man.
No, but I think but ultimately, as long as you can support a family first and foremost, that is what I'm interested in.
And this is why you're going to have problems, especially you're dating black men, man. When we hear stuff, as long as he can afford to pay for private school, most men that you're dating never went to private school, and they never. So you just have to understand that when you've stopped being in that community where these things are just a given to you, you have to understand the types of men that you're dealing with. And yes, my sister went to private school, but none of the rest of us did, because it cost so damn much that only one person could go. And she's got amazing life now, to be fair. I probably should have followed that. But what I'm going to say to you is just the wording you use. Like, you see that wording you use? That there, when black men hear that, that says to us that
but it's not. But okay. It was. I'm not saying I'm not being serious. I'm not saying I'm not being serious about that. At some point, we need to be able to get to that point. But initially, I'm not saying, initially it needs to be boom, 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 boom. We can work to that. But what I'm saying is, you still need to have enough money to provide a family with very basic things and some other extras.
But you could probably do that off a Tesco wage, to be fair, with overtime.
No, you can't.
Okay, let me tell you something. Uber drivers right now, they have their wife at home right now, and I'm looking after kids, and he pays for the home and does everything. He's driving an Uber. What's happened is we keep putting all these blocks on our way. It's been done. And this is what the OnlyFans girls do. I keep saying it's because they keep saying that, you know what? I can't. There's not enough money, so I need to do this. And there's so many jobs that can give you a life, but you're gonna have to work harder. So you keep putting blocks. Like, most men earn an all right wage. Like, most men on an average, if you earn 35k, 40k in the UK, that is very good, because that is actually a good wage. And the problem that's happened now in this country is, and people speak about money without actually understanding the percentage of people that actually make work.
No, but that's why I said let's base it on averages. I'm not trying to be unrealistic. I'm trying to say, what is the average?
No, go back.
Go on.
I took the conversation.
Sorry, China. Chloe, you're within your right to desire that. There's nothing wrong with that. But then at the same time, you keep using the term realistic. And you use the word inflation. Inflation always goes up. So that means as you get older and inflation keeps going up, that means that the man that you're desiring is going to be even harder to find. Do you understand? So therefore,
I think you're missing my point. I'm saying initially, when I meet the guy, they don't necessarily have to be at that exact level at that precise time. I'm just saying, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to put a figure on it necessarily. We can work together and build things up from there. I need to be able to build with someone. I can't build from nothing necessarily. You have to come with something.
So Chloe, just out of curiosity, one more thing. Just out of curiosity, was your parents married?
Absolutely, they were married. It didn't work out, but they were absolutely married, 100%.
What age was your mum when she got married?
I think she was about 23 and a half, something like that.
Okay, and she's still married currently?
No, I said they're divorced, so no, she is not. But that's not about her. It's about me. But, yeah.
No, it's not. The reason why I'm asking is because I wanted to know if you were brought up to be raised to become a wife. I wanted to know if you were raised to become a wife, or being taught how to become a wife, or was you not?
I believe I was to a point when my parents were together. I saw certain things. I was exposed to certain things. So
okay. Do you think that plays part in why you haven't got married yet?
I think I don't want history to repeat itself. I only want to get married once. I don't want to keep doing it again and again and again. I'm not interested in that. So I want to get it right first time. And there's been things. Obviously, I've made some choices, and I wouldn't make some of those choices again. And it's about being better than you were yesterday, and that's what I'm focused on at the moment. But that's why I've always been realistic to a point about what I'm looking for. There are some girls out there, they're living in what they're dreaming of is just a dream. It's not realistic. I mean, it might happen for some people, but you have to be realistic. You got to start from somewhere. So yeah, but it's also about I'm interested in character. That's what I'm interested in. So if someone is of good character and they've got a moral compass, then
Chloe,
go on.
So Chloe, let me ask, when these guys talk about inflation, I'll tell you a little thing. So I used to pay my parents' mortgage. Yeah, my parents were both disabled. All right. So the mortgage used to be about £550 a month. That's for a 5-bedroom house in Southeast London, right? The house was on the market. Do you know what the mortgage payment would be now for the exact same house that my dad grew up in?
It'd probably be double, if not triple, with the interest rate.
£4,000.
Yeah, it's something crazy. Yeah. Anyway.
So you know, my dad was a dustbin man. I make six figures. I work in IT. So you said that as long as you can pay for private school fees, you'll be okay.
Listen, not initially. Obviously, initially they may not have that for whatever reason. Maybe they're doing other things. But I'm just saying, I would prefer for my children to go to private school. That is something that I want in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you going to bring to the guy? Because remember, the guy's single now. Looks at you, wants to date you, wants to get serious, and then the conversation is going to have to come up. What are you going to do to say that? Shout out to my guy Jad. He said that I go on too many different tangents. I'm going to try to be as more concise now. What have you done to deserve that from a man? Where a guy's going to look at you? What are you going to give to that man that's going to make that man say, "All right, cool, I have to get private school fees"? What's your attitude going to be? What are you going to specifically do? Not flim flam, deliberately vague. What are you going to do for this man in order for him to say, I am going to pay for private school fees, whether it's $2,000 a term, $3,000 a term, $5,000 a term? What are you going to do for that man before you get pregnant?
Well, I want to be married first before that happens. But anyway, no, I mean, in terms of what I would do is I just want to be the best version of myself so I can be a good wife to them, meaning taking care, being able to demonstrate that I have nurturing qualities to even have a child in the first place, that I would not only make a good wife, that I would make a good mother as well, because I have the quality. So I have that nurturing factor. I'm domesticated to a point. I'm willing to, support the family and take a bit of a step back if needed to initially raise the children. So, I just want those kind of qualities to come us, that I'm nurturing, I'm agreeable, I want to support, and I want to, continue on the legacy in a positive way. So that is kind of the things that I want to be bringing to the table, and I want it to come across clearly.
So as I said I want specifics. So specific will be, I'm cooking 3 times a day, every day. That's what you'd want to say to me. Specific is, I'm going to make sure that you get a foot rub every day. Specifics is, as soon as you come home, Monday to Friday, we're having sex. Is very, I'm saying specifics. What?
Yeah, but so this is what I'm saying. I'm not going to.
Because when you say private school fees, the guy's going to have to be on a certain level to have that disposable income for him to have private school fees. And if he hasn't imagined that his kid's going to go to private school, you're going to have to give the guy specifics. You're going to have to uphold those specifics for a period of time. So if it's right, I'm going to make sure you have.
But so when I say I was domesticated, that covers the whole cooking thing. That's what I talk about, domesticated. But also,
It doesn't, because what you said is I'm domesticated. You didn't say I'm going to cook. One second. Do you understand the difference between the sentences? I'm going to cook 3 meals a day for you every single day, to I'm domesticated. I'm saying I'm domesticated could be anything. Yeah. You might cook one meal.
But that's when I said domesticated, I was being general. But I also wanted to say, I'll be honest with you. Okay, fine.
But listen, Mr.
Go on.
Mr. Domesticated goddess over here, guys. Like, I think we hit I think I must have hit the 3-hour mark on the stream. So I think. Oh wait, what? 3.5 hours? God damn.
Wow.
Guys,
okay, cool.
We could keep going, but I feel like it's been we didn't have no one else, no woman that walked up on the stream today, so that was good. That was definitely.
You're gonna have them come up. You're gonna have to pull up on you, aren't they? Aren't you, China?
I don't know. Yeah. I think it's that energy that you're putting out there, China. But I'm not bringing that. That's not me. So.
No, I mean, remember, it can't be the energy I'm putting. Remember, I said I match energies. Remember, I said that. So if you didn't get that so they can't say to you, if someone says to you, "But like one on China's live," and it's gonna be.
I'm joking with you. I don't know why they're coming on here causing trouble.
No, it's all right. But what I'm trying to generally say is the whole idea is to we come on a platform. We don't necessarily have to agree. We listen to each other's points of view, and hopefully you learn something from it. Because the idea from this is you want something, right? And you've spoken to a few different men. You had other people's input on it, and it's going to go further out there, and the comments will be on it, and hopefully you can take something out from this. And I don't know where you said you don't have Instagram, so you didn't follow. I take it you followed my YouTube. I don't know how you got here, but it was but we're happy to have you here. You definitely
I follow I've been watching your content for a few months. I've seen what you've been doing. Yeah.
The way you say that, I see what you've been doing, but yeah, no, like I said, like I always appreciate everyone that comes and tells their story and is willing to put themselves on camera, because I know it's not easy for everyone to come into camera and the rest of it. So, and yeah, like we're gonna, helping the man them voice build, and we're creating good lives, and we're having conversations. That's really what I'm about. I'm about, if it goes the opposite way, like I said, it's because of the person that I'm dealing with. But apart from that, I'm here to have conversations, no matter how polarizing or they might rub people up the wrong way. We're still gonna have them, Yeah. So yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
all
man.
right.
Yeah,
thank you.
Chloe, you've been a great sport, by the way, Chloe. You've been a great sport. So it's great for you to just come on here and like us just ask you some questions, because we all want to see you do well. We want to see you do better. But just shout out to yourself, China, and shout out to my other brother as well. But yeah, no, thank you, Chloe. You've been a great sport.
Yeah, man. And thank you, brother, for coming to man. I'll stream again. I don't.
It's all good, man.
But I'll stream on Friday.
I'm very sure I'll be back again. But again, for Chloe to find her way here, it's because there's a lot of gossip of people talking, or especially females talking, thinking that we're all got this issue with women, but it's not to do with that. It's more to do with trying to educate and guide women to let them see the perception of men. Because we're living in a time now where yes, we are seeing many more women childless and single in their later life, and many more men are single as well, and we're trying to bring it all together. So yeah, man. Bless.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, cool.
See you later on. Yeah.
Thank you.
But I think both men and women need to do better, just in general. So it's not one-sided. It's not one-sided. All right, take care. All right, bye.